So once again, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation about that. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, please do hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 10,000 likes. Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hi, Beth. Hi, Reggie. Hello, folks and friends. Happy Halloween. What's up with the hand? This is Thing. Thing moves as well. For those of you who don't know, it's Thing. It's Thing. The Addams Family. You get it? It's Thing. Do you guys not know what the Addams Family is? I will end this live stream right now. Folks, if you are just tuning in and you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. But if you are voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 10,000 likes. We are about halfway there already. Y'all are a little too quick, don't you think? Tone it back, guys. You're all too quick. There's a such thing as too quick, my friends. Again, folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 10,000 likes. We are going to get started in just a moment. How y'all doing? Everybody doing good? I love the Addams Family. See, I was going to do Wednesday, but we did Tuesday, or call me Thursday, whichever, or I'm a guy Wednesday. Guys can be Wednesday, can't they? Folks, again, if you... Let me get this cough out. Hold on. Whew, apparently Wednesday Addams has asthma. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. But if you're voting for Kamala Harris, please do hit the like button, hit the share button, help us get to 10,000. Oh, we're already at 10,000 likes. You guys are very quick. We're going to get up our first guest. Again, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit the like button, hit the share button. Help us get to 20,000 likes now. Good luck. All right.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I early voted for Donald Trump.
Did you want a fucking cookie or something?
Nope. But hey,
okay, but you're coming up here to talk about something that's redundant. I'm looking for people who haven't yet voted, but who are planning to vote for Donald Trump. You came up here to say, I already voted for Donald Trump. Can you not read? It says voting. That is not past tense. So if you wanted a I voted sticker, congratulations. Take one on the way out. Have a good day. Bye. Cry more. Bye, Pookie. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 20,000 likes. Hey, guys, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Doing pretty good. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Well, yeah, man, that's the only sensible choice in the election.
By what sense? He's a felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster.
By common sense, brother.
Apparently, your definition of common sense and my definition of common sense are different because my common sense doesn't persuade me to believe that it's sensible to vote for a sexual abuser, civil fraudster, and felon. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Johnny, let's stop all the
shenanigans. Why are you voting
brother.
for a criminal?
I got a question. Let me answer.
Can you? Please.
Yeah, I'm going to, brother. I'm going to. I'm going to tell you. I'm voting for policies, brother. Give me some policies that Kamala Harris.
Oh, I'd love to.
Please.
Can you tell me one policy?
I'm sorry.
I'm putting down my mug.
Yeah, go ahead.
Name one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans during his first term as president. Go ahead.
I didn't. I asked you.
Oh,
I asked
can't
you.
name
You
one.
couldn't answer.
Silly goose. You can't name one. Kamala Harris gave us the Inflation Reduction Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, the Infrastructure Package, and the American Rescue Plan. Can you tell us one policy that Donald Trump has ever passed?
Yeah, the fucking Taxes Act that he fucking lowered taxes and brought American jobs back to America.
First off, that didn't bring jobs back to America. You're talking about tariffs, not the tax policy.
How about the trade? How about the trade war?
Excuse me. Let me better understand this. Excuse me. Let me better understand this. What was the tax cut that Donald Trump gave to the middle class? And you didn't even say the name of the policy, right? You didn't even say the name of the policy, right? It was the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017.
I appreciate you, brother.
So can you tell me what was the middle class tax cut that Donald Trump offered to folks like I, yourself, and everybody in this channel? Go ahead.
Well, I mean, man, if you look at what he's doing with how stock market was going. And look,
this has
man,
nothing to do with the stock market. I'm asking you to tell me what is the percentage.
Johnny, I'm trying to be on
Excuse
your
me,
team,
and I'm trying to help you better understand something, but you're not responding. You're pivoting and crying. Again, if you can't tell me what the tax percentage was that Donald Trump gave as a cut to the middle class, then just say so.
Let me ask you this.
No,
Johnny.
don't ask me anything. First, answer the question. Don't ask me anything. Answer the question. Don't ask me anything. I just said it 3 times.
Go ahead, brother.
Percentage.
Percentage of what? The
Middle
tax
class
cut?
tax cut. I've said it 4 times.
Man, the federal taxes is at 40% right now in some places.
No, excuse me.
And
What is the tax cut? Maybe I stuttered. Let me try again. What is the tax cut that Donald Trump gave to middle class Americans as part of his Tax and Jobs Act? What is the tax percentage? I never said the percentage. I'm asking you for the percentage.
So
if you don't know, just say it. No, I'm not trying to convince you anything. I'm asking you to give me the percentage. If you can't, just say so.
What is it? Can you tell me?
Do you not know it?
No, I don't. I'm asking you. What is it?
It was 1% to the middle class. Now, second question. What percentage in tax cuts did Donald Trump give to corporations like Microsoft?
I got a question for you.
You don't have a question for me. I need an answer from you. I don't want a question. I want an answer. What is the corporate tax cut? What is the corporate tax cut?
When you get a raise,
what is the corporate tax cut?
How much percentage?
What is the corporate tax cut? What is the corporate tax cut?
Come on, man. You're lame.
Come on, man. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Tell me again. What is that corporate tax cut?
You're lame.
What is the corporate tax cut? Are you getting upset because you don't know it?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Oh, so you don't know it? You admit that you don't know the percentage? You brought up the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017. I'm asking you for the percentages. You didn't know the middle class percentage. Now I'm asking you for the corporate percentage. And you don't know this one either. Oh, yes, I am insulting your intelligence. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you have no intelligence whatsoever. I think that's blatantly obvious.
Come on, man.
Prove you have intelligence. Prove you have intelligence. What is the corporate tax deduction?
Like a weirdo with your
cry more, baby. Listen, Pookie. Again, you brought up the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017, and then you said that I'm insulting your intelligence. I absolutely am. Yes, 100. Like, did I stutter? No, I'm 100% insulting your intelligence. Are you like? I feel like that was obvious. I asked you for the middle class tax cut. You said you didn't know. Right? If I wasn't trying to insult your intelligence or lack of intelligence, I would have given you the percentage because I know the percentage, 1%. But I wanted to watch you struggle in front of 1,000 people because it's funny. Then I asked you for the corporate tax cut and you once again said you didn't know. But you're the one who brought up the tax policy, not me. I think it's funny when you're like, oh, you're trying to insult my intelligence? Excuse me, insulting your intelligence would suggest that there was any intelligence to insult. You have none.
Come on, man.
Right? Let me be clear. I don't need to insult you. You've done more than enough on your own.
Ask another question. Come on.
Sure. What is the corporate tax cut?
You just asked that, bro. So
right, and you ain't respond.
What's your problem, bro?
What is it? It's a simple question.
Retarded, my dude?
What? Oh, there's the R slur. Okay, cry more. Cry more. Hocus pocus. Poof! And he's gone. The magic is real on Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. The magic is real in America. The magic is real. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button. Help us get to 50,000 likes. And if you want to support me and you like what you're hearing today, my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or my bio. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Pro-choice, all 9 months, understanding what that...
Okay, I have no idea what that was. I think they glitched. That was somebody trying to like record, and then they were going to put a recording up to the microphone to talk to me. Guys, at least get the recording in the right space if you're gonna do that, right? I love when MAGA Republicans are like, you're insulting my intelligence. Excuse me, that would mean you have intelligence. You don't. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear you. Get up to the microphone.
Yeah.
Still can't hear you. Let's move on. Guys, if you're using a Nokia 1999 to talk to me, it might be time to get a new cell phone.
No, I'm not.
Hey, Danny, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I gave her and $1,000 last minute. So you gave her the dress.
Okay, bye, Danny. Danny, welcome back. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Gotcha. Why so?
The border.
Okay, break that down.
I don't like the fact that we have open borders and migrants
You
are
don't have an
coming
open border.
unvetted. I don't
You
like the fact
silly
that they're
goose.
not
You
coming
don't have an
vetted.
open border, you silly
You need
goose.
a license to fish. You
Danny,
need a
you had an
license to
open
drive.
border under Donald Trump. What are you
They're
talking
coming under
about?
unvetted.
Danny, you silly goose. You don't have an open border. There are less border crossings today than there were under Donald Trump, you silly goose. Silly goose. Oh my gosh, you're so silly, Danny. Danny, if you're voting for Donald Trump, then you want an open border, right? Because Donald Trump is the guy advocating against the border bill. He's the guy who shut down the bipartisan border bill that would have secured the border in its entirety, right? It would have given us 1,500 new border agents, constructed the wall that Donald Trump has been running on for a decade. It would have also offered us millions of dollars in border security funding, and it would have blocked illegal asylum seekers while capping immigration in its entirety. I mean, congratulations, Danny. You're advocating for an open border by voting for Donald Trump. So let me ask you, why do you hate our country? Danny, that's not true. The money in the border bill for foreign aid going to Ukraine, Mike Johnson took out of the border bill and then passed that. So you're saying, well, they didn't pass the border bill because of the Ukrainian funding. No. Ukrainian funding. No. Because they wanted to campaign on it this election season. Hopefully that makes sense to you, but I'm sure it doesn't. So Danny, unmute. Let's have a conversation. So why do you hate America? Why are you advocating for an open border? Danny, whenever you're ready, if you want to unmute. Danny, can we get some boo Danny's in the chat, please? Boo, Danny. Danny, why are you advocating for an open border? Can you unmute yourself? Danny, I sent you an invite to unmute, you silly goose. You gotta accept it. Or you could just hit your own profile photo and unmute. Well, there you go. You did it, Danny. Congratulations. You've accomplished one thing in your life.
Okay.
So, Danny, tell me again, why are you advocating for an open border? Do you hate our country?
No, I love our country, especially coming from a family of migrant immigrants. But the difference is you have
don't
to
tell
come
Donald
vetted.
Trump that.
You have to come vetted.
Don't tell
Trump
Donald
did
Trump
more
that.
for minorities than any other president. He got an award.
Help me better understand this.
Muhammad Ali and Rosa
Are you
Parks.
okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm very well okay.
Are
I
you
just
sure?
don't like the fact that North Carolina
Calm
got
down.
$750.
Your voice is shaking. Your voice is shaking.
$750
So, ma'am, calm
FEMA
down.
exhausted all
Ma'am,
their funds for
Danny,
migrants.
shut up. Shut up. Oh my goodness gracious. I know you're single. Oh my gosh. Just stop screaming. Danny, I'm trying to have a conversation with you and you're just screaming over me. If you were coming up here to rant about your life story, go somewhere else. If you want to have a conversation about it, calm the fuck down. Oh my gosh. My goodness gracious. This is why I don't date, okay, people? Where's my single club at? Where's all my singles at? This is why I don't date. I can't do this every day. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. Danny, help me better understand this. Again, you just said that the $750 you think wasn't enough. Do you understand that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden did actually too much in their executive authority and thus they can't do more for those impacted by the hurricane? They offered millions of dollars in relief. They offered an additional emergency relief of $750 to get clothes on the back of Americans struggling and food on the table. That wasn't meant to rebuild their communities, but Kamala and Joe additionally brought about 100% reimbursement on all local damages. That is going to better fund those communities. They've done everything in their power and they can't do much more. So here's my question to you. Do you think that those impacted by these hurricanes should receive more in funding? Yes or no? Danny, if you can answer that, that'd be great.
Turning the mic off. You keep muting it. I have screenshots that's showing you're removing my comments and you're muting me. If you can't handle a debate,
Danny, cry more. But if you do cry more, can you cry into this cup? I don't have any honey in it, but maybe we could try some of your salty tears instead. So, Danny, help me better understand this. Again, you're not answering the question. Michael, thank you so much for the $20. Happy Halloween, man. Thank you so much, Michael. Help me understand this. Do you want the $750, the millions of dollars in relief, the millions of meals, the additional 100% local reimbursement costs? And if you think that's not enough, do you think that more should be brought about to those impacted by the hurricanes? It was really a yes or no. You don't got to keep crying and screaming. I know it's Halloween, but really, it's like, put the cup down, right? 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 The only thing you should probably be drinking right now is some water. Okay? Whenever you're ready, Danny, come on. Come on, Danny. All right, guys, let's get some encouragement for Danny, because we know that Danny can't do hard things unless she has encouragement. Come on, everybody, let's get some clapping emojis in the chat. Yay, Danny, you can do it, Danny. Yay. Woo, yay, Danny. Let's go, Danny. Come on, Danny, you can do it. Let's get to it. Come on, Danny. Rah, rah, fight. Danny did it. She's all right. Danny, can you answer the question?
Stop taking me off of mute.
Ma'am, I'm going to put you on mute as long as I want. Ready? Look, see, poof, gone. Okay, this is your last chance. You can either answer the question I just asked you, or you're going to get bippity boppity booped out of here faster than Donald Trump's ass is going to get bippity boppity booped into a prison cell after his November sentencing. So what do you want to do, Danny? Whenever you're ready, unmute. Okay, can you answer the question?
Yes. So you asked me why I'm voting.
Pookie, you have an echo. Can you scroll out to your homepage and come back in? All right, go on. You just gotta jump on into your.
Yeah, if you can allow me to answer my question without interrupting.
Silly goose, you still have an echo. You gotta scroll out to your homepage and then come back in. Silly goose. Silly goose. No, silly goose. You're not processing the instructions clearly. So you have an echo. It's called a TikTok glitch, where we can hear what you're hearing as well as yourself. And your voice is more than enough than people having to hear my voice twice. So here's what you're going to do, Danny, you silly goose. Go to your homepage and then jump back into the guests. Okay? You don't leave the live, silly goose. Just go right to your homepage, click to your wallpaper, and then come right back in. An Amazon echo. All right, Danny, come on in. Can you go to your homepage and come back in? Can you do it? All right, guys, I think Danny needs some encouragement. Come on, everybody. Let's get some. Somebody drop a 20. I'll kick this. This food is getting cold and dirty. Let's give some Danny encouragement, everybody. 30.
Hello?
Silly goose, you still have an echo. For one more time, you got to go to your homepage and come back in. This is our last time asking you. Try again, Danny. Let's do it, Danny. April, thank you so much for the $20. That is so kind. And Diana, thank you so much for the love on Venmo. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, April. She ran away. We got a runner. What happened? Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat, please. We got a runner. Moo. We've got a runner, and she's running away. Let's get up our next guest. Maybe they're normal. That didn't really rhyme, but that's okay. I tried.
Yo, what's good, brother?
Was I talking to you yet? No? Okay. Hi, everybody. If you are just tuning in, thanks for helping us get to 100,000 likes. Help us get to 200,000 likes by tapping on your screen. And if you haven't already, there's a follow button in the top left corner. Hit that follow button and join our little family. All right. So, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No.
Choose kindness. Choose kindness. Oh my gosh, Danny's back. Wow, this most certainly won't end up with her getting further embarrassed. Yay, Danny's back. Come on, Danny, are you joining the live? Danny. Slowly up, and she ran away again. That's too funny, I can't. That's too funny right there. Hi, Ethan, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. And now why are you voting for a convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster? Do you hate America or do you just hate the police?
So, neither.
How old are you?
Nor do I hate America. If you can't tell by my profile picture, I am in the military.
How do you age? I've asked 4 times. How old are you? And you have not responded.
Because I'm waiting for you to shut up. Holy.
I just need an answer. Okay, so you're 22 and voting for a sexual abuser, civil fraudster, and felon. The guy who dodged the draft, speaking of, the guy who saluted a North Korean soldier whose photo is currently getting used as war propaganda in North Korea as we speak. The guy who couldn't negotiate a deal with Vladimir Putin to bring home U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. The guy who didn't hold Vladimir Putin accountable for putting bounties on the heads of our soldiers.
That Joe Biden and Kamala Harris left in Iraq. Why do you have a dumb look on your face?
You need to learn more about foreign policy, Pookie. Try again. Go do a little bit of research and come back in 10 minutes, and I promise you I'll get you up. Go do research into what you just said and figure out what was wrong with that. Please come back in 10 minutes. Try again, Pookie. I'm not going to disrespect somebody right now. I'm going to give him... I know he got that wrong. He got that country wrong real quick. I'm not going to even embarrass him. I'm going to give him 10 minutes, and he can come back after he researches what he just said. he really just messed up that argument. He didn't even get the country right. Come back in 10 minutes, Pookie. Go do a little bit of research. I chose kindness there, guys. I chose kindness. I chose to be nice. Can we get some W's for me in the chat? I chose kindness today. I said, let me stop you right there. He spoke about Iraq instead of Afghanistan. And I said, I'm going to choose kindness. I'm going to just let him go. Folks, you know how hard that was for me. You know how hard that was for me to choose kindness there, okay? I chose kindness. I decided not to disrespect, but I could have. Instead, he did it to himself. Sometimes the best way to stop a Donald Trump supporter is just stop speaking altogether and let them embarrass themselves. He literally said that Joe Biden and Kamala left troops in Iraq. Okay. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No.
Well, then why'd you come up?
Your question said, are you voting for Kamala Harris? Or
nope, it says I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Why are you voting for Trump?
Oh.
Yeah. Let's get up our next guest. What a day. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? 3, 2, 1. Poof. And they're gone. Let's get up our next guest. I need to keep this wand down. I'm going to be doing hocus pocus a lot, I fear. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I already voted.
Are you talking into a Nokia 1999 or a coconut? Because I assume you ain't talking to a cell phone from this decade. You sound like the voice from Scream. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just on a highway.
I don't know. I want to hear that voice for the next 15 minutes. I mean, any way you could fix that? Like, it's giving Saw. Like, you know, it's. I sound like I'm talking to my grandmother on a rotary phone while she's 6 feet underground. Like, we don't gotta, you know.
Can you hear me better or no?
No.
All right, so I'll just disconnect.
Okay. Bye, Pookie. You have a good one. Okay, and he doesn't know how to disconnect. Oh, he really is on a rotary phone, isn't he? Little rotary moment. Let's get up our next guest. He's using a tin can and a string. Y'all are crazy for that one. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Oh my gosh, crime war. Poof, and you're gone. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Oh my gosh, calm down. I can tell right now you single. And if you're not, then I'm glad that you, brother, put a ring on it. So let me better understand this. You're voting for Donald Trump? Is that a yes or a no? She ran away! Why'd she run away? Let's get a cow emoji. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. Moo! We got a runner. We got a runner. Woo! Oh gosh, she really ran away. She came up here and said, I'm single in 5 languages. Let's get up our next guest. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hello, guest.
We have a
Donald
homo.
Trump. Yourself? Anyway, let's get up our next guest. Oh my gosh. If you're going to come up here and try to clap, expect to get clapped back twice as hard. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
How's it going?
Depends. Are you voting for the criminal?
I'm not here to talk about political party or who I voted for.
Okay, so let's get this right. You just came onto a debate platform that says, I'm voting for Kamala, or why are you voting for Trump? And you said you didn't come up here to talk about politics on a debate platform. Sir, This is not a cooking show. Let's get up our next guest. Oh my gosh. What is going on? What is going on? If you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request right now and quit playing. Like, what? Why am I? This is like, y'all are sending me leftovers. Who are these raggedy has-beens? Like, where are the Trump supporters at? Come on. You're giving me Trump supporters who have been coming up for the same 3 months, right? Like, look at this guy. This is like his 20th time up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are the Trump supporters who can have a coherent conversation, right? Everybody knows Sparky. Hi, Sparky. Why are you voting for a criminal? Sorry, are you upset because they called you a raggedy has-been?
No, never. I never get offended.
Okay, perfect. So why are you voting for a criminal?
I'm not like a Democratic Party that gets offended by everything.
Excuse me, I asked you a question and you're not responding. Why are you voting for the criminal? Whenever you're ready.
Why am I voting for him? Because he's not going to give up my money to random people that don't even belong to this country. That's simple.
How old are you?
Born in 96, so you do the math, buddy.
What's the math on that? Go ahead.
You do the math.
Go ahead. Math. Born in 96? What's the age?
You do the math, buddy.
Okay, he's not old enough. He goes, born in 96. I say, what's the age? And he's like, I can't respond. Exactly. Right. Because you don't know the math. Hello, Angel. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hello?
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
How old are you?
I am 18.
Okay, so what, did like mommy and daddy tell you to vote that way, or is it like is this your coming of age story? Like you're still going through it and you're like, oh gosh, voting for a felon, civil fraudster, sexual abuser, somebody who's borderline fascist, you know, that's gonna help me achieve my future. Yeah, no way that's gonna be a stain on your legacy.
No, both my parents we moved from California to Florida. And just the way Kamala Harris kind of ran.
It's Kamala. Can you say Kamala?
Kamala.
No. Say it again.
Kamala.
There you go. You did it.
Okay. I'm just going to say Harris. The way Harris.
I mean, I don't think literacy and vocabulary is that hard,
district
right?
attorney.
What's your first name?
It's right there. Can you let me finish?
Oh, your first name is Angel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to call you Angle.
Okay.
Continue.
So just the crime is getting worse in California. The way she ran as district attorney and as senator, things just aren't getting better there. And here, if you go to Florida and
you're criticizing her for something that you feel is happening in California right now. You understand that crime rate is higher in Florida than California, right? And you're using these two as your examples. I mean, you should have said something like Pennsylvania or like New York, or maybe not New York, Virginia. There you go. But you picked Florida. Okay, maybe do research before you bring up your comparison. Second, I want to recognize here that California, Kamala Harris was a district attorney and an attorney general. She prosecuted crime organizations. That was her entire life's work before becoming a senator and the vice president. And she also hasn't been a district attorney or attorney general for years. So if you think that there's an issue with crime right now, go talk to whoever's the attorney general as we speak. It's not her. Do you think that she's currently a district attorney, attorney general, and vice president?
No, that's not
okay, well, that's what you inferred.
All.
But that's what you inferred. So let's better understand this. Where do you think the crime is coming from? Within our country or from outside?
I think the crime majority I would say it's coming from inside, but I would say yes, there is some that is coming from outside because California is a border state.
Okay, well, then you know what? Maybe if Christian white men from Alabama could simply stop busting themselves up to the Capitol to cause insurrections, maybe there'd be less crime. Maybe instead of advocating for the candidate like Donald Trump, who said we should defund the police, and actually I have the quote here, he said on April 5th of 2023, Republicans in Congress should defund the DOJ, FBI, and police until they come to their senses, end quote. That is currently on his Truth Social as we speak. Maybe you shouldn't advocate for the guy who's saying he wants to defund the police. You should advocate for Kamala Harris, who was the chief law enforcement officer of California, which had the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice.
I want to say something that.
But you're saying you care about crime.
I want to go back
but,
to what you said
hold on.
earlier.
Excuse
that you
me. No.
said the crime rate is higher in
Angel,
Florida
you're not listening.
than California.
Angel, listen closely, Pookie. One more time. You just said that you'd rather advocate against crime by fighting for the criminal. You said that you're not going to vote for the prosecutor who spent her life's work prosecuting criminal organizations and bad actors, but you're going to vote for Donald Trump, who is a criminal, who is a felon, who is a sexual abuser, who is a civil fraudster, who was found guilty by a unanimous jury on 34 felony counts, a jury appointed by his own lawyers. So help me better understand this and stay on topic here. Why are you voting for a criminal if you're saying you're passionate about reducing crime?
I mean, because I would say that the Supreme Court, the highest court in all of the land, looked at his case and then gave him immunity. Yes, you could say...
Sorry, excuse me. That's not true. First off, I was in the courtroom during his presidential immunity hearing going through the documents. Hi, I'm Johnny. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you're new here. I was there in the courtroom sitting next to Clarence Thomas. Okay, going through the documents on the case. Donald Trump received presidential immunity for certain aspects regarding official acts, not immunity in its entirety. He is not immune on the 34 felony counts. He is not immune from a sexual abuse case. He is not immune from a civil fraud case. Because, fun fact, committing sexual abuse does not fall into the official capacity of the presidency. Neither did it happen during his first term. So let's stop playing. So you're voting for a criminal because... What? Do you want more crime? You want another insurrection? You want more civil fraud?
I do not understand. What do you mean? His certain
What do you mean? What do I mean?
I'm asking you to evaluate what you said. You were saying that
particular aspects of his official role, so certain facets of official acts that he participated in or committed during his first term in office, he is immune of the consequences of those actions as they fall under presidential immunity. That does not include the 34 felony counts for falsifying business records, checks, and statements. That does not fall under the sexual abuse case where he had raped E. Jean Carroll. That does not fall in the civil fraud where he owes $488 million to the state of New York. Did that make sense? Chat, did that make sense?
Yeah, so...
Okay, great. So now why are you voting for a criminal?
How is
he
he
is
running
out on
for
bail
president?
and awaiting sentencing. Fun fact, you know, our founders, they probably didn't expect a felon would be running for office. If they knew that this is where we would end up, they probably would have built it into the Constitution. But turns out us Americans, or at least your side, talking about, you know, little MAGA Republican Party there, it turns out that you guys were too dumb that even the founders couldn't predict it. So tell me again, you're going to put a felon, criminal, sexual abuser, civil fraudster into the presidency because...
I mean, are you saying that we have not
Stop asking me questions. You're advocating for a criminal. No, we've evolved. I have.
From
and
the Constitution.
The Democrats and the Kamala supporters have. You Trumpers really haven't evolved.
You can't
excuse me, you're not answering the question. Stop pivoting.
You
Answer
can't
the question.
say something
Answer
and then
the
not
question.
let me reply. I'm not pivoting.
Answer the question.
I'm replying to what you just
Did I
said.
ask you to reply? Did I? No? Great. So answer the question. I've been really nice to you. I can also be not nice. Maybe you're mistaking the kindness for ignorance, so let me fix that real quick for you, bud. Answer the damn question one more time. You want to put a felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster in office, the presidency nonetheless, and not only that, you, yourself, misunderstood his presidential immunity case. You thought he received immunity for his 34 felony counts, which speaks volumes to your own ignorance. So tell me again, you want the criminal in office because...
Because I do not believe if all those things were true, he would not be able to run, because I think we've evolved from the Constitution and the fact that
I'm sorry, what does evolved from the Constitution mean? Are you saying that we should dissolve the Constitution? Pardon me, are you saying that we should dissolve the Constitution? Are you saying that we should dissolve the Constitution? Is that what you just suggested? You just said we evolved from the Constitution? You're saying that we should dissolve it. Is that right?
does evolve and dissolve mean the same thing?
Right. If you're saying we are now past the need of the Constitution, then you're suggesting that it's time to dissolve and abolish it. Is that accurate? That's what you're saying?
No,
So then let's take it back. Obviously, then, if we still need the Constitution, we haven't evolved past it. Maybe you're using the word evolved wrong here. You just said
in the
that we,
Constitution.
excuse me. You just said we evolved past the Constitution. I'll tell you what that means, and then you tell me what you think that means. Right. Okay. Either or, same shit. So again, you are saying that we no longer need the Constitution, that we have evolved from needing it. Now, what do you think you said? Because you didn't actually say whatever you thought you meant.
We evolved from needing it. I did not say that.
That's what you inferred. You just did.
No, I didn't.
Buddy, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I'll give you an example so you can understand.
Don't give me an example. Explain what you meant. Just say the definition by which you meant to use the word evolved. Go ahead.
I'll define it. In the Constitution, yes, we follow that. That is like our outline of government. But we have evolved, like for example, the two-party system. That's not in the Constitution
Once more, pardon me. You're suggesting that we should excuse me. By your logic, then we've devolved because you're suggesting that we should outthrow or overthrow the Constitution so that we can elect a felon. Listen, nothing in the Constitution says that we can't elect a felon. I think that if our founders thought we were going to get to this point in time where we were borderline on the precipice of electing a felon, they probably would have said, oh, snap, we should probably put something in the Constitution about that. But unfortunately for us, our founders didn't think that the MAGA Republicans would be this dumb. And yet, you folks surprised them again. So let's better understand this. Donald Trump is a criminal, a sexual abuser, a civil fraudster. Why are you voting for the criminal when you said you have an issue with crime and that's what you're advocating against at the get-go of our conversation? The hypocrisy is absolutely flabbergasting. Like, expand on this. You're voting for the criminal, yet you're advocating against crime. Make that make sense. You're voting for the criminal who said Republicans in Congress should defund the DOJ, FBI, and police until they come to their senses, end quote, 1 year ago.
Because I don't think they're at their senses. Crime
so you want to defund the police?
Worse
so you want to defund the police?
I think no.
You want to defund the police?
Not saying.
Donald Trump says he wants to defund the police, and you just justified it. You didn't say, oh, that was wrong. You said, well, because the moment you say because, you're justifying why he wants to defund the police. You're voting for the felon who wants to defund the police. And yet you said you were advocating against crime. Can you do the math on that? Because it ain't making sense.
When did he say he wanted to defund the police?
April 5th, 2023. It's on his Truth Social as we speak. Go look it up.
Well, I don't.
Hold on. Sorry, I apologize. Did I stutter? I said go look it up. I said go look it up. I said go look it up.
You want me to look it up?
Correct.
Right now?
Yes.
This is what you do here? Okay,
I'm sorry. This is what we do here? Yes, we do fact check. Yes, you're not going to believe that he said it until you look it up yourself. I gave you the quote.
No,
you're still
I'm
saying,
not
I don't know if he said that, so go look it up. You're going to go look it up. I ain't playing. Go ahead.
Okay.
Toodaloo. Go look it up. Great.
Okay, I'm seeing it.
You didn't look it up. You didn't look it up. Go look it up. Boom, boom. Okay, so why are you voting for a criminal? He said that he wants to defund the police. Like, make that make sense.
He did say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that there are a lot of wrong things with the police. And I think that
now you're advocating for defunding the police after you just advocating against crime? Let me better understand this. So you came into this and you said that you want to ensure crime is lower, that is why you're going to vote for Donald Trump. However, you then turn around with blatant hypocrisy, like as though it's your backbone, and you say with hypocrisy in the core of your spine that you want to vote against Kamala Harris, who is a prosecutor, who was attorney general, leading the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice, and then ignore the fact that she's chief law enforcement officer of the largest state in the nation. You turn to Donald Trump and say, but I'll vote for Donald Trump, even though he's a criminal, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, felon on 34 felony counts. Who said he wants to defund the police? You even recognize he wants to defund the police, and you think that's going to help you get to lower crime. You understand that crime across the country on a national average is lower today than it was under Donald Trump? Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do we go from here? If you were in my shoes right now, where would you go from here? Knowing everything I just said, where would you go from here? You tell me. Because now I'm at a loss, huh?
If I was in your shoes, I guess I'd run for president because you seem to know everything. Why don't you get into
Johnny
politics?
for president, everybody. Venmo, PayPal in the bio. Feel free to support me. Johnny for president, everybody. Johnny for president. Support my campaign. You heard it here first, folks. I got an endorsement from a MAGA Republican. Time to get on into it. Whew, oh my gosh. Yo, I really am going to go for president, ain't I? All right, Angel, get back into it, my guy. We spoke about crime here. You conceded, and I appreciate that you're conceding that you were wrong. So let's talk about the border. Whenever you're ready. Angel, if you could unmute yourself.
Okay, hello.
Great.
Okay.
Tell me about Donald Trump's border policy.
You muted me, so I didn't know I could then unmute myself.
My hands are here.
It said you muted me. I didn't mute myself.
My hands are here. Unless,
well,
I don't know, did Thing do it?
I'm talking now. Maybe what the, okay, well, am I allowed to cuss? What the fuck?
So anyway, tell me about Donald Trump's border policy.
My main focus was really just the crime, and I just have one more question since you seem to
we gotta talk.
Since you seem to know a lot.
Angel, respectfully, we need to talk about the border if you're going to talk about crime.
Are convictions.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to ask something, and you're going to pivot. Okay.
I'm being muted.
You're just going to.
Can I just ask a question?
You're just going to pivot right off of what I said.
That's
not going to work.
If convicted felons,
listen. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Pardon me.
If they can't vote,
excuse me. Pardon me.
Then how can they run for president?
You're going to have to talk to our founders about that, ain't you? So let's get back into it. I want to ask you once more regarding immigration. What is Donald Trump's border policy? Do you know? If you don't, that's fine, but you need to tell me.
I mean,
I'm not going to mock you if you don't know.
He has a very strong border policy. I feel like,
is that because you know what it is or don't know what it is? Because I think in some aspects it could be considered strong. If you don't know, you just need to tell me. Otherwise, I'm not going to go about this conversation properly. I'm saying genuinely, you just need to tell me if you don't know what it is.
I mean, the wall thing didn't work. Only 2% of it got built, and he had Mexico try to pay it. So I know his border policy from 2016, but now, not really. He doesn't really express a lot of plans.
Ain't that the truth? So do you want to build the wall? Yes or no?
No, I think the asylum... I think what's more important is asylum and fixing. Also, you're welcome. You have over 3.3 people in here.
I'm sorry. You're really new here.
You had 2.5.
Okay, because that's because I just started the live stream. It continues to go up. We have a very fierce community here of amazing and phenomenal people. Maybe if you consider voting for Kamala, we can have you join our community. It's a great safe space and it's very enjoyable. So let's get back into this then. You mentioned asylum. Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers from seeking asylum? I'm saying ILL, illegal.
Well, okay. Are you saying they crossed the border and now they're saying, I want to stay here, which is illegal?
Correct. They crossed the border and then Pauline, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love, Pauline. Thank you.
I would say that they should definitely try to get citizenship if they're already over here.
No, wait, hold on. That's not what I'm asking you. Again, if somebody comes here illegally and then says, you know what, I'm here and I'm seeking asylum, you can't detain and kick me out. Should they be detained and kicked out for 5 years? Again, do you want to block illegal asylum seekers? Because it sounds like now you're advocating for illegal immigrants.
I feel like it depends because if that
it really doesn't. Do you want illegal immigrants or not?
And they committed a crime,
let me better ask
then yes, they should leave.
Do you want illegal immigrants then?
I think immigration is good for the country and helps our economy. But
illegal immigration?
No, I'm not saying illegal.
Okay, so then I'll open this back up. So once more, do you want to block illegal asylum seekers? You're not answering the question.
Yes, I do.
Look at that. Took 20 minutes to get there. I don't need a life story. Hold on.
trying to get
hold
in,
on. Okay,
then
take
they
a
need
moment.
to stop.
Take a moment, have a breather. Going forward, I need yeses or nos. I don't need a coming of age and life story in between every single question, right?
One
I don't need to
sentence
know
is
about,
not a life
I don't need to
story.
know about Sparky dying at the age of 5. You could just chill. So let's get back into this. So you said no to the wall because you don't think that Donald Trump could pass it. You said yes to blocking illegal asylum seekers. Do you want to put a limit on immigration?
Yes.
Do you want to offer millions of dollars to border states to secure the border how they see fit? Donald Trump calls it states' rights, that they have a right to the funding to secure the border how they want.
Depending on the states, I feel like border should be
Border
federal.
states, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. These are states on the
Yes.
border. Donald Trump says that they have a right to funding to secure the border how they see fit. Do you agree or disagree?
Yes, they need funding. They need more help.
Okay. And then do you want to put 2,000 border agents on the ground to monitor the border?
Whatever they need.
Now, that is 2,000 salaries. You want to pay for that?
Yes, and I want to stop paying
So
for other.
let's jump back into this
things.
then. So you're saying yes to the block on illegal asylums, yes to the cap on immigration, yes to the millions of dollars in border funding, yes to the 2,000 border agents. You're just, the only part of his plan you disagree with is the wall, but that's because you don't think he could get it done.
No, I
So-
just also don't think it's a
Pardon
good
me.
plan.
Well, I mean, you just said yes to everything except the wall.
Yeah,
then
I
let's
think our
better-
focus should be asylum instead
Okay,
of like
right. And you
having
said
a
you agree to
wall.
that. Okay, so can we talk about Kamala's plan now?
Yes, what's her
Okay.
plan?
That was Kamala's plan. And ironically, you said, no, we shouldn't do the wall because you didn't think Donald Trump could do it. Well, guess what? Kamala will do the wall. And we know that Democrats have a record of accomplishing more wall than Republicans because, for example, George Bush introduced the wall. Barack Obama built 400 miles on it. Donald Trump built 50 miles on it. So Barack Obama built 400 miles of the wall. Donald Trump built 50. So the Democrats can accomplish the wall funding necessary. Donald Trump, during his first term, wouldn't negotiate the funding to accomplish any construction on the wall, which is why he got the bare minimum done with the funding he did have in his back pocket. It was like coins in the bottom of your couch cushion. Then you have Kamala Harris with Mike Johnson, who in a bipartisan way were going to accomplish exactly what you just endorsed, including the wall, because they were going to get that done. And yet it would have accomplished everything else you just endorsed, but Donald Trump blocked that bill. We know that to be true, according to Mitch McConnell and Mike Johnson, who said that Donald Trump made calls to far-right congressional Republicans to block the bill from passing, and Donald Trump admitted this at the debate. So you should be holding Donald Trump accountable for throwing politics over country and not endorsing the border bill when it would have secured the border in its entirety, making this conversation you and I are having today redundant. And then you should own up to the fact you just endorsed Kamala Harris's border bill. You just endorsed Kamala on the border.
Well,
And you also
wait a
said
minute
yourself,
now.
no, let's wait a minute now. You also said that Donald Trump doesn't have any policy. You said at the get-go before I even said that, you slapped down Donald Trump by saying he doesn't have any policy. I mean, come on. Can we get some L guests in the chat, please? Let's get some L guests in the chat.
Wait a minute.
Honestly, it might even, let's get some L's and
Can I
W's
go
for the
now?
guests. W for
Okay.
endorsing Kamala's border policy.
I
L
feel
for
like-
not recognizing your own hypocrisy.
That's such a huge talking point.
Not really, because
On
it was
the other
actually
side,
a policy.
you need to let
I want to
me-
say a massive thank you to Amy. Amy, thank you so
You-
much for the $5. Amy
you
wants me to tell you. Hold on,
Democrats,
Amy
you-
has a message for you. Amy says $5 to me. Thank you so much, Amy. She said, "Thank you for educating and entertaining. Happy Halloween. P.S. This $5 is because I don't like this guy. So thank you for being so dislikable. Because of you, I just got $5. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So continue.
I think that's a really big talking point between like, oh, he struck down the immigration bill. But people like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, they said no. They voted down on the immigration
Let's understand
bill.
that this was a bipartisan bill.
And they voted no.
Let's understand this was a bipartisan bill that was about to pass until Donald Trump got involved. You don't want to hold him accountable for that? Okay, that's fine then. I don't need to continue playing with you, right?
I mean, you don't
I'm
hold
not done.
Bernie
Do
Sanders,
you recognize,
Elizabeth Warren.
first off, they supported the bill, right?
No, they said no.
They did.
You can
They
look
supported the
that
bill.
up.
Pardon me. You don't get to say who did and didn't support the bill, and you want to know why? Because the bill didn't go through. As you recognize, Donald Trump wouldn't allow it to. So once more, if you wanted the bill to pass, then you ought to turn around and say, hey, Donald Trump, that was wrong. You didn't support the bill. And I just endorsed Kamala's border policy and this bill. So I'm going to go support Kamala Harris with my vote so that we could get it done. Is Bernie Sanders running for president? Excuse me. Is Bernie Sanders running for president? No? Okay, then. No. So then let's also recognize Donald Trump is running for president. And if you want to be president and run on border security, when a bill hits the floor to secure the border in its entirety, you ought to endorse and pass it. You just said yourself that you don't support that bill. Did those words just come out of your mouth?
Yes, and let me explain.
That's not going to work. No. Hold on. Shut your mouth, Angel. Angel! Did I stutter? Angel,
it wasn't just
you just said, Angel, wrong. You're making, I knew you were going to say it. Now you made yourself look like a fool. I was trying to stop you. I was trying to choose kindness. The money for Ukraine was taken out of the bill, and Mike Johnson and the Republican Party passed that separately. They didn't pass the border policy still because Donald Trump asked them not to, as if the border was secured in the entirety, Joe Biden and Kamala would be able to say that they closed the border in its entirety instead of Donald Trump running on a problem. He didn't want to offer a solution. You just said that the bill was stopped. I was trying to stop you because I knew you were going to embarrass yourself, and I didn't want you to. And then you, just like that guy who came up here and said we left soldiers in Iraq when he meant Afghanistan, even though that was Donald Trump. I'm trying to help you guys, but you're so ignorant, you're not listening to me. You just said that the bill was stopped because money for Ukraine was within it. Well, then justify this. Why did Mike Johnson pass the funding for Ukraine separately and then not pass the border bill? Go ahead. I tried to warn you. You didn't listen. So now you get to justify what you just said. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So you're telling me that they picked apart parts of money to the bill.
Correct. They took out the money for Ukraine and passed it. They took out all the money for Ukraine and they passed that. They did not pass the border aspect of the bill because Donald Trump told them not to. Otherwise, the border would be secured in its entirety and he couldn't campaign on it.
Then why would Bernie and them also vote no?
You're not listening. Is Bernie running for president?
No, but why would they vote
So you
no?
need to own up to your candidate. You just endorsed the border bill in its entirety. Then you turn around and instead of criticizing Donald Trump for blocking it, you spread misinformation by saying, well, it wasn't passed because of foreign aid. The foreign aid was passed separately. And then they still wouldn't pass the border bill. That would have secured the border that you endorsed in its entirety. You won't own up to that and you won't endorse Kamala. You'd rather sit in your own hypocrisy like a fucking hippo sits in mud instead of holding Donald Trump accountable and endorsing Kamala.
I just also have never heard a phone call.
Sit on that for a moment. Let's take a step back.
I've never heard of phone call.
You've never heard of a lot of things, right? You haven't heard of a lot. Dragon, thank you for the fireworks. You haven't heard of a lot. Pardon me. Did you miss the debate? Did you watch the debate?
I did watch the debate.
You did? How did you miss this question? Regarding the border bill that Donald Trump blocked. Did you miss it? Did you miss it?
Yeah, and he said it was
Okay, so
bad.
apparently he missed it. No, he didn't. And then let's also better understand this once more. You're saying you've never heard of Donald Trump making a call to the congressional Republicans. Then you missed 3 months of national news because this was the top story for 3 months.
Yeah, they always say it.
Are you reading any other newspaper other than your elementary school magazine? You need to get back into the. Honestly, let's try an exercise here.
There's no tape of that.
Excuse me. He admitted it. The Senate Majority Leader and the Speaker of the House, the Senate Minority Leader, and the Democratic Majority Leader made very clear he made calls to his own caucus. Both sides admitted this. That he made calls to the Republicans in his caucus to block the bill. You just endorsed Kamala Harris. You just endorsed her border bill. You did that, not me. Now you're trying to backtrack it. You endorsed Kamala Harris, and you're doing everything in your capacity to backtrack it. Do you recognize that?
Well, he needed something to run on.
Carrie, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Carrie said for explaining to these idiots why the border bill was not passed. Thank you for the love, Carrie. Folks, if you feel bad that I have to deal with people like Angel here, feel free to support me. My Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, those are in my bio. Angel, listen, you just said he needs something to run on. That's exactly it. You're a blatant hypocrite and you know nothing, but you're willing to throw the country under the bus to benefit your own political campaign. That's god awful. Democrats don't do that. Just you. And so you know this is recorded, and what you just said is going to make an amazing video for TikTok later. Keep an eye out. You have a good one, Angel. On the count of 3, everybody, we're going to say hocus pocus on 3, 2, 1. Hocus pocus, poof, and he's gone. Let's get up our next guest. I can't believe he said the quiet part out loud. He goes, well, he needed something to run on. Yeah, that was the problem. You don't say that part out loud. That's not normal.
Am I live?
Depends. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hell no.
Thank you for coming up. You have a good one, man. I want to say a massive thank you to Kimberly and Madison. Thank you for the love on Venmo. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button. Help us get to 300,000 likes. For those of you asking, this is my costume. We got a little Tuesday Addams moment going on. We got Thing, and Thing moves. Speaking of, anybody want to drop a 50? You get 15 minutes with Thing. If Thing had a face, he would be making a very disgusted face right now. Hello, Evelyn. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, bye, Evelyn. Let's move on. Hello, Jay. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Nah, fuck the marmalade Messiah. I didn't mean to slide in.
You're good, man. Thanks for coming up. Let's get up our next guest. That was funny. Hi, Felix. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Fuck no.
Y'all, what are you guys doing? Guys, if you're friendly, if you're a member of our community and you're not voting for Donald Trump, don't join the guest request. I am just looking to talk to opposition right now. We're going to be talking to Kamala supporters later. Sarah, how are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay. Okay. Well, okay then. I just wanted to have a conversation. That's okay. I think we flipped all the MAGA Republicans. There's none left. They're all Democrats now. They're all Kamala supporters now. We did it. Let's get some W's in the chat. We did it, everybody. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal? Okay.
Hello.
Well, you took too long. If you want to rejoin, we can have that conversation, but you took way too long to answer. I could have wrote a book in the time before you responded. Andrew. Oh, thank you, Andrew, for the $5. Mods. Mods, it looks like somebody muted Andrew Morris by accident. Can you please unmute Andrew? Thank you, mods. Maddie, how are you voting for Donald Trump?
I can't. I live in the UK, but I just want to ask.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait 1 second. It's breaking up just a little bit. Sorry, hold on. Do you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fetus deletus. Poof. Glad you heard that.
Yes, you.
Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, hell no. You crazy? I'm Puerto Rican.
Nice. W's in the chat, please. Thank you for coming up. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest requests. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Unfortunately, yeah.
You say it as though you don't have an option C. If you can get yourself to vote for Kamala, at least keep an inkling of integrity and then choose not to vote, so you don't have to turn around at the end of the week and say, oh, wow, I just voted for a sexual abuser. I just voted for a felon.
I probably won't vote.
Okay. You know what? If you really can't get yourself to vote for Kamala, then at least save yourself a little bit of integrity, right? Keep some in the cup for the future. Yeah? Yeah?
I just disagree with more policies against Kamala than I
said yeah?
I said I agree. I
said yeah.
The what?
I said yeah.
Referring to what? Sorry.
As in, yeah, you agree? Yeah?
As in, like, I should.
As in, keep a little bit of integrity. If you can't get yourself to vote for Kamala, we're about 4 or 5 days out from the election. We don't got to keep playing. If you at this point can't get yourself to vote for Kamala, I'm not going to be able to change your mind here, so let's not play. Instead, I'm telling you, why don't you save an inkling of integrity for your future, so a week after the election, you don't have to say, oh, dang, I just voted for a sexual abuser, fraudster, and convicted felon. At least then you can keep a little bit of integrity, yeah? Yeah?
I suppose if that's your thought on it.
It's not a thought. It's just the fact. You have a guy here who incited the textbook definition of an insurrection, has spoken blatant, misogynistic, racist, homophobic, Islamophobic, xenophobic rhetoric across the country.
Oh yeah,
has said he wants to defund the police in its entirety on April 5th of 2023. That post remains on his Truth Social. He didn't delete it. Who said that we should dissolve the Constitution and all articles within it. Who said that, oh, actually, we haven't even got to talk about what he said. His own chief of staff said that he was a fascist, right? John Kelly? Or how about the fact that Mike Pence doesn't want to run with him? I mean, that should have been an alarm enough, yeah? Okay, so let's better understand this. If at this point in time you still can't get yourself to vote for Kamala, at least keep a little bit of integrity and then just don't vote. Right?
I mean, that's absolutely a possibility considering my work schedule and like traveling and stuff.
But you're happy to vote for Donald Trump. So don't act like you're not.
I'm not. No, absolutely not. I think we're like kind of where our country came to, like with this whole like Harris versus Trump thing. We're kind of like cursed, honestly. Like,
no, you're not, because you have Kamala Harris, who was a district attorney general, leading the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice, in a state that had the 5th largest economy in the world. Kamala Harris, who was chief law enforcement officer, who was typically responsible for prosecuting people like Donald Trump, who is a felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster. Kamala Harris, who believes in freedom in its entirety and fought for the right to choose, fought for union rights, who, even though MAGA Republicans claim will violate the Second Amendment, has never touched it. And yet the ironic part of this behavior coming from MAGA Republicans speaks volumes to how weak of a candidate they have, as their own candidate in June of this year was ruled by his own Supreme Court to be a constitutional violator for his 2017-2018 bump stock ban in direct violation of the Second Amendment. How ironic is that? But they don't want to talk about that. So again, you're voting for the constitutional violator and textbook fascist according to his own administration because...
Wait, sorry, can you repeat that last part? You kind of cut out.
No, I can't. Why are you voting for it?
Just the last sentence.
Why are you voting for it?
Why would I vote for Trump over Kamala?
It's Kamala.
Kamala, sorry. To be quite frank, I actually do like Harris's and I like Biden's kind of geopolitical policies a lot better, but I think Trump's like policies for like the actual inside the states are better, so to speak, I guess.
Inside the states, are you talking about how he overturned Roe v. Wade and sent the right from the hands of women up to states?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your weekly cutoff? As of right now, the national average is anywhere from 18 weeks to 24 weeks. However, in states that are taking effect in, like, for example, 6-week abortion bans or outright abortion bans, thanks to Donald Trump's national abortion ban via his overturning Roe v. Wade, what's your weekly cutoff? Where do you stand on that? 18 weeks? 20 weeks? 22 weeks? 24 weeks? Or are you advocating for a 0-week abortion ban?
I mean, depending on the circumstances, if the mother has like health problems, if you
let's say there's no health problems. No, Lauren, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love, Lauren.
I really do not agree with abortion being used as like a form of like birth control.
I'm sorry, do you think that people are just having abortions because girls just want to have fun? Okay, Cindy Lauper, let's calm down here. So again, I want to better understand this. Women can have an abortion for any reason they see fit. For one, could be great, incest, life of the mother. It could also be because they can't afford a child right now, right? Here's the hypocrisy behind your MAGA Republican candidate, the guy that you want to vote for. Here's the issue.
All right.
You are going to strip away the rights of women, leading to women like Kate Cox, who in Texas couldn't seek an abortion for her non-viable pregnancy and had to flee the state elsewhere to seek emergency reproductive health care. That would have fell in line with those 3 exceptions, and yet your candidate blocked it. She couldn't get an abortion in Texas. She had to leave Texas. That's not easy. Many women don't have that luxury, and it shouldn't even be considered a luxury to be able to flee your state to seek health care. How god-awful is that this is where we are as a country? Let's bring up Amber. Hold on. Let's bring up Amber Thurman. Oh, right. We can't, because your candidate took her life with his extreme abortion ban. Okay, so then let's better understand this once more. You're telling women that you want to strip away the right to choose and that you believe in a 0-week outright abortion ban, but then you don't want to replace Roe v. Wade with a single policy that would economically benefit the mother after you force her to give birth. Do you understand that? Donald Trump doesn't have a single policy to benefit the mother after she is forced to give birth. And his own party blocked
But she wouldn't force her to spread her legs, right?
Excuse me. Okay, and you weren't forced to grape her. So then we look again. Pardon me, I'm not done. So again, we look at Donald Trump, and Donald Trump once more doesn't want to provide either that child tax credit expansion, and his party just 2 months ago and blocked a child tax credit expansion. Kamala Harris says that she's going to protect the right to choose in its entirety, and she's going to offer a $6,000 permanent child tax credit to new mothers, because if they choose to have a baby, she will financially support them. Your party says no right to choose, and we will not financially support her. So that's not pro-life. Let's stop playing. That is pro-forced birth, and that is treating women like fucking cattle. Do you understand? Okay, so let's stop playing Handmaid's Tale, right? Because this board game's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah,
why are you throwing out the rights of women? Let's accomplish what you want to accomplish together. You want to prevent abortions from taking place, correct?
Like I said, I don't think
that's not debatable. It was correct or incorrect?
Well, it's a very delicate.
It was correct or incorrect. Ain't delicate when you're already stripping away the right to choose, right? You're treating women like cattle. So obviously you don't think this is a delicate situation. I said, do you or do you not want to prevent abortions from happening? You need to answer.
Not 100% on their.
Okay, so you're saying you want to prevent. You're saying you
not
want to prevent.
Every circumstance.
Excuse me.
You asked me a question.
You're saying you want to prevent abortions from happening. So let me better understand this then. You can do that by mandating vasectomies, which are reversible. Why are you not advocating to regulate the bodies of men instead of women? And don't say you're all for that. Don't pretend as though you are, because you haven't mentioned it once.
Male birth control would be so much. It seems like so much more of a logical choice, right?
And yet,
men can't get pregnant.
And yet, you're voting for the party that would rather regulate women instead of the bodies of men. Right? Right?
I'm not
Excuse me. Right?
Correct.
There you go. So put down the hypocrisy, put down the virtue signaling, put down the nonsense, and recognize that if you're going to vote for Donald Trump, then you're voting against the rights of women. And not only are you voting against their rights, you aren't providing them with a single policy to economically benefit them after you force them to give birth. Okay? And then you say you believe in the exceptions. That don't matter when your party on the statewide level isn't advocating for those exceptions like Greg Abbott. Right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here's my suggestion. Here's my suggestion to you. You vote for Kamala. You vote for freedom. You vote for Donald Trump. You vote against freedom. And buy one, get one. You're voting for a felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster. So let's quit playing here. If you can't, at this point in time, days out from the election, get yourself to vote for Kamala, at least keep an inkling of integrity so that a decade from now, you don't have to say, oh, I voted for Trump. Because we will not let you forget. That stuff is on the voter rolls. It will not be forgotten.
Right, but I mean, that's kind of ridiculous, right? If you come after past voters for who they vote on, like,
let me make clear, if Donald Trump turns out to be the exact dictator he is promising to be, as he said he would be on day one, we will not let Trump supporters forget that they voted for him. Like yourself, this will not be forgotten. When you strip away the rights of women, strip away the rights of LGBTQ plus Americans, advocating to rip transgender Americans out of the military, voting for the man who violated not only the rights of women on paper, but also physically when he raped E. Jean Carroll, voting for a felon, civil fraudster, yes, that will never be forgotten. This is not even George Bush.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
this is no Nikki Haley. You're voting for a blatant, fraudulent, nasty criminal.
Yeah, correct. But I do actually agree with getting the gender dysphoria.
Pardon me. Excuse me.
What's up?
You still going to vote for Trump?
Like I said, due to my travel schedule with work and everything, I doubt I'll actually get to make it down there and vote.
Great, and that would be preferable in most situations. You have a good one. Let's move on. Sorry, folks. Sometimes I feel like people think I'm playing, and I just need to make clear I'm not.
Hello?
Hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh, hell no. Why would I do something like that?
I appreciate you coming up, man. Thank you. Folks, if you want to support me or if you want to pay for whatever therapy I'm going to need after this, after talking with all the Trumpers, feel free to do so. My Venmo, PayPal, Cash App are in my bio. And also, if you haven't already, hit that follow button in the top left corner. Join our little family. Would love to have you as part of our community. I got to get this cough out. Give me one moment. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, Bradley ran away. Let's get up our next guest. Oh, we got Thing here, by the way. I got a Thing. Got Thing. Because we were doing a Wednesday Addams costume. But so I guess instead of Wednesday, I'm Tuesday. If you want 50 minutes alone with Thing, 50 minutes in the Cash App right now. Let's go. $1 per minute. We're renting out Thing. Yo. My stomach hurts. Oh my gosh, that was bad. Not somebody dropped Cheryl. You nasty. Cheryl just dropped a 50 on PayPal. All right, Thing, you're going on your way. Cheryl, pick up your prize. Where's my fucking inhaler? Oh my gosh, Cheryl, pick up your thing. Cheryl, your thing's here. Cheryl, thank you so much for the love on PayPal. And Thing, I'm so sorry. You're about to have a very busy night. He can do dishes. He can... Wait, is Thing a guy? Is Thing a guy? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get back into this. Hi, Marcy. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hi, I just want to know, while I'm sitting out here with the table of candy with the kids, can I keep you on so the parents that are voting for Trump don't get candy and they listen to you?
Yo, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I love that so much. Listen, that's the kind that, this far, I mean, this close to an election, that's the kind of behavior we need. I appreciate you coming up, Marcy. Thank you.
I watch you every night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bring it out. No, you too, bye.
That was funny. Can we get some W's in the chat, please? That was phenomenal. I love that. She was like, "Can I put you on the phone so that the Trumpers kids don't get candy?" And then they have to hear. That's phenomenal. I love that. That's phenomenal. Hi, guess. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, I hear you breathing, Anna. So, are we gonna... Anna! Oh my gosh. Hello.
Yo.
You voting for? Are you driving right now? You're definitely driving right now.
I am voting for that.
Listen, I know that you MAGA Republicans like to commit felonies yourself, but it ain't hard to put the phone down when you're driving and focus on the road, right? So again, if you're driving, maybe don't come up. Just a thought. Just a thought before you end up just like Donald Trump. You two could share a prison cell together. I gotta fix this pillow underneath me. Gotta fix this pillow that's falling under my booty. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
Okay. Well, hold on. When you step into my live stream, wipe your feet off on the virtual doormat and then wait to be spoken to. Okay.
No.
Actually, yes, I wasn't asking. So why are you voting for a convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster?
Well,
Cake Styles, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much for the love on PayPal. So yeah, why are you voting for a criminal? Why are you voting for the criminal? Maybe if I sing it, you'll listen better.
So you were just talking about abortion.
You're not going to answer me? This is my last time asking you.
Why don't you want to talk about this?
We can talk about abortion after you answer my question. You don't get the first question. Welcome to Life Pug. So one more time. You gonna answer or not?
Why am I voting for Donald Trump?
Okay, Pookie. Goodbye. I'm done playing. Let's get up the next. You can rejoin in 5 minutes if you want to. However, when you do so, again, be respectful. You step into my live, wipe your feet off on the doormat, and then I ask you the first question. Hello, guest.
What's up, Limprist?
Is that like her pet name? Are we already in a relationship?
Nice nails, homo.
The closet's glass.
Nice nails, homo.
You know it's
fucking Limprist ass individual.
Hold on. Shh. You know it's Halloween, right? Did mommy and daddy never take you trick-or-treating?
You always haven't paid.
Okay, hold on. Let me better understand this. Listen, first off, you want to call me Limprist, and that's the nickname you want to give me. That's fine and dandy. But again, if you want to ask me out, the closet is blatantly glass. Just do so. You could take me to Panera if you want to. Oh, he ran away. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. Moo! Moo! Let's get some cow emojis in the chat, please. You know, this means that they're absolutely scared of me. Like, if they're coming up here and they're crying like this and they think that the insults are going to do it. Guys, I went through 4 years of high school, okay? Ain't nothing you can say to me that I haven't already heard or said to myself. We're more than fine. Trust me very much. So again, if you want to come up here and you want to cry, obviously it's because you're losing and you're scared and you think that that's going to get me stuttering in my tracks, but it ain't. Folks, if you're just watching me get hate crimed up here, though, Venmo, PayPal in the bio. I want reparations for this nonsense. I am not gonna get hate crimed for free. This is some nonsense. I'm just up here getting yelled at, hate crimed, mocked for free. Like, at least pay me for it. What is this nonsense? Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal? Okay, I guess he's already running away. Let's get up the next. If you're voting for Donald Trump, get out of the don't be in my comment section, right? You're acting like a little snowflake. If you're voting for Donald Trump, you got to get into my guest requests. You understand? Right? I need to hear your big boy and big girl voices. Own up to that shit. If you're voting for Donald Trump, get out of my comment section. Okay? Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Are you driving?
No, I'm in the car though. I'm in the passenger seat.
Wow, you gonna make somebody else listen to you get smacked down? Really? That doesn't seem fair.
Who thinks I'm gonna get smacked down?
Oh, sorry. I was just, I'm practicing being a psychic. I just wanted to give you your fortune. So why are you voting for a convicted felon?
I'm gonna vote for Trump because I just think he's a better candidate than Kamala.
Can you say her name right? I know that literacy might not be a top skill, but maybe you should try practicing now, right? Kamala, perfect. So why are you voting for a criminal?
I just think we've already had experience with Trump before, so we know what he can bring to the table.
Really? Because when he said he was going to replace the ACA, he didn't. When he said he was going to offer an infrastructure package, he didn't. Joe Biden did, and Joe Biden passed it. Donald Trump said he was going to build the wall. He didn't. Mexico was going to pay for it. They didn't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And those are the things that Donald Trump said he was going to do and didn't. We could also talk about the things Donald Trump said he wasn't going to do and then did. For example, Donald Trump said he wasn't going to overturn Roe v. Wade. He did. Donald Trump said he wasn't going to violate the Second Amendment. He did with his bump stock ban. So what are you talking about?
I'm talking about knowing that we already know what he did during his presidency, and knowing that Kamala.
Right. I remember his presidency well. So let's talk more about his presidency then. Can you tell me one economic policy he passed that benefited the middle class?
I'm not really familiar with the policies.
Oh, you can't, but you just said that you know his presidency. Policy is presidency. Policy is presidency. Maybe you're new here. Policy is presidency. Understand? Policy is presidency. So when you say you know his presidency, that means you know his policy. I ask you for an economic policy he passed, and you said you don't know. Do you think that that's reasonable? Do you think that that's normal?
Do you think it's reasonable just to be able to vote somebody without having to know policies just based on...
What, the looks of him? Okay, listen, if you want to vote for Donald Trump solely based off of his looks, we can do that. We can do it. We got the tiny hands. We got the toupee. We don't got to keep playing this. Are you solely voting for Donald Trump based off of his looks?
No, I think just based on him being a businessman.
A businessman, a failed businessman, who has 6 bankruptcies. And mind you, he also bankrupted a casino. Do you know how hard it is to bankrupt a casino? The whole point is to scam Americans out of money. How do you mess that up?
Why do you think having a bankruptcy is being a bad businessman?
Oh no, 1 bankruptcy is fine. Even 2. 6? Not okay. Especially when they include, for example, Trump University, Trump Football League, Trump Airline, and again, bringing it back to Trump Casino. Where, again, once more, you really got to understand here, my friend, it is very hard to bankrupt a casino. Like, you have to be fucking talented to do that. Okay? So now let's better understand this. He is also in debt by $488 million. How is that a successful businessman to you? Because honestly, you can make the case that by 1, not defrauding the middle class, you could be successful. And 2, if you do defraud the middle class and don't get caught, you MAGA Republicans could even make the case that that would be successful. But this guy defrauded the middle class and then got caught. Man, he's not even good at being a bad businessman. He's so bad at being a good businessman that he's now bad at being a bad businessman. This guy can't even do fraud right. Come on. Like, he can't even do tax evasion right? What? So how is he a good businessman? You want to break that down?
So you're just gonna forget about his whole upbringing and
the upbringing where daddy fed him everything on a silver spoon? No, kiddo, I didn't forget. I want to say a massive thank you to Katie for the $5 and David for the $10 as well. Johnny for president. He says, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Whoa, Megan. Megan, that is so kind. Megan, thank you so much for the $100 on PayPal. That is so nice. What? Megan? Oh my gosh. Dude, Megan just gave me $100 because she says she hates you. That is so nice. Megan, thank you so much. And Golf Dude, thank you so much for being so dislikable. It's because of you that Megan just supported me. And that's going to help me get all the way to Erie, Pennsylvania so that I could continue meeting voters in the swing state of PA. Do you know how many you being so hateable just flipped so many voters in Pennsylvania. Thank you for being so hateable, Golf, so that I could continue doing my work. Thank you so much. And thank you, Megan, for the love. I want to see 1,000 W Megans in the chat. Thank you so much, Megan.
So much hate from the Democratic people.
No, that was love right there. That was Megan and me having a moment all because of your ignorance. Thank you so much again for that ignorance. So let's get back into it. Where do you want to start? Do you know what Donald Trump's border policy is?
Like I said, I'm not really familiar with the policy.
Oh, so you know no policy, and you really came up here to a debate platform to what? Embarrass yourself?
No.
Oh my gosh, Heather! Heather just dropped a 50! Heather, what is going on? Where's my inhaler? Oh my gosh, okay. Heather, girl. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much. Can we please get some W Heathers in the chat? Thank you so much, Heather, for the love. And Golf, once again, thank you so much for being so dislikable. I really appreciate it. Ultra, thank you for the galaxy. Golf, I don't know what you got to do, but listen, apparently you're really disliked. So thank you for being so dislikable, because that's $150 that is now going to get used for as I travel the swing state of Pennsylvania from Montgomery County to Erie County, meeting voters in this the last stretch of this campaign. So thank you so much. It's because of you being so disliked that we're flipping Republicans every day to the Democratic. So thank you. So you don't know what the border policy is, and you don't know what the economic policy is, and yet you came up here to what? Embarrass yourself? So you know no policy, but you wanted to advocate for Donald Trump to be president. You know no policy. So if you were in my shoes, what would you ask me? Like, what would you ask me, huh? Where would you go from here?
I would ask you, why do you think Kamala is better than Trump?
It's Kamala. Do you not know how to say it?
Kamala. Removing his...
Mommy never taught you literacy, huh? Mommy not present growing up?
His, criminal accusations. What can Kamala do better than Trump?
Justice. Thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate the love. And Marcy, thank you for the $25. Y'all are too nice. Knock it off, y'all. You are too nice. Marcy, no trick-or-treaters yet? Did any of y'all have trick-or-treaters yet? Marcy ain't getting any. You guys have any? Any trick-or-treaters yet in the chat? I know it's still pretty early, right? On the West Coast, y'all probably have nothing, right? East Coast, you might be getting some. All right, I'm going to put you on mute as I say this. You asked why I would vote for Kamala. Let me tell you. Let me tell you why. Kamala Harris. From a young age, I was taught, vote based off of not just policy, but also character. And the character with Kamala is fierce. This is a woman who comes from a middle-class background as a black woman nonetheless, and yet persevered when every card in America was socioeconomically stacked against her. She became a district attorney. She became an attorney general. She prosecuted crime organizations, held people accountable, those like Donald Trump who committed sexual abuse. And then she used that work leading the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice, to decrease crime in California. She became a senator and a vice president. She gave us packages like the Inflation Reduction Act, the Infrastructure Package, the CHIPS and Science Act, the American Rescue Plan. She created tens of thousands of good-paying union jobs that will last decades, not the part-time jobs that Donald Trump created. No. Tens of thousands of good-paying permanent union jobs that will last decades. And she created double the amount of jobs that Donald Trump created, not including pandemic jobs. 400,000 on a monthly average, including 233,000 just this month. And Donald Trump created about, 178,000 per month? Again, not including pandemic jobs lost, otherwise that number would be in the negatives. Kamala Harris, fighting for middle-class policies because she never forgot about her middle-class roots. Donald Trump thinks that the middle class is a recipe for cookies? Donald Trump thinks the middle class is something you defraud. Kamala Harris thinks the middle class is something you fight for. Kamala Harris is saying $25,000 down payment for first-time home buyers, $50,000 for small business entrepreneurs, and a $6,000 permanent child tax credit. We're going to get young Americans in the door of our economy, and we're going to keep them there for decades. Kamala Harris says, I'm going to fight for your right to choose, and yet if you choose to have a baby, here's your $6,000 permanent child tax credit. I will support you being a mother. Donald Trump says, no right to choose in any instance, and I will not provide a woman with a policy to economically benefit her after I force her to give birth. That is not freedom. That is not pro-life. That is pro-forced birth. That is treating women like cattle. That is treating women like property, and that is not what we do in America. We don't make women property, we make them president. You look at Donald Trump, and this is the man who is far too familiar with violating our fundamental freedoms. You look at the Second Amendment. Ironically, Donald Trump, who advocated for the Second Amendment, and I am a Second Amendment Democrat, he said he would never touch my Second Amendment. He violated it with his bump stock ban. And I don't care if you agree or disagree with that bump stock ban. His own Supreme Court said it was unconstitutional in June of this year. If you want to be president, you don't violate the Constitution, let alone say you want to dissolve it like Donald Trump. Let alone say what his own chief of staff, John Kelly, said, that he is a fascist. You don't say that, and yet Donald Trump is a fascist, so we must say it nonetheless. That is not presidential. That is a dictatorship. You look at Donald Trump and you have a guy whose own vice president won't run with him. That should have been the first alarm. On day one, when Mike Pence said, no thank you, you should have said, let's get Nikki Haley up here. But you said, no, let's get the felon. You said, let's get the sexual abuser and the civil fraudster. You said, you know what? Let's get the criminal up here. And instead of electing a prosecutor, somebody who led the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice, somebody who was chief law enforcement officer of the largest state in this country, you say, let's pick the felon that she would prosecute. You say, let's pick Donald Trump, the man who on April 5th of 2023 said, let's defund the police. And then you gaslight us Democrats, you gaslight us Kamala Harris supporters into thinking that you were going to defend the police. You don't back the blue. You want to alive the blue. Your insurrection at the Capitol, you want us to forget, and we won't. And we won't go back either, because America will only be going forward with Kamala Harris. We are not going to step back to the 1950s with Donald Trump. We are not going to continue to have women like Amber Thurman losing their lives. We will not continue to have women like Kate Cox flee their state. And you can run away from this, but I won't stop. You will not take transgender Americans out of the military and say that they can't serve their country and live free and fair and true to themselves. Where's the freedom in that? You're not going to tell LGBTQ plus Americans that they can't love how they love and then tell us that you're the Freedom Party. You are not the Freedom Party. Stop your gaslighting us and knock it off. We are going to defeat you in a few days, and I will take immense pride as we all lap our way to Donald Trump's prison cell and escort him into that cell for the next decade of his life. Thank you for coming up. I hope that was a good answer to what you asked. You asked why I was voting for Kamala Harris. Was that enough? Did that answer? Did that answer your question? Did that answer? Okay. Bianca, thank you so much for the $10. Bianca says I'm cooking. Thank you so much, Bianca. I appreciate the love. I'm just tired of them gaslighting us. Listen, MAGA Republicans, if you want to violate the Second Amendment, don't tell us you're going to protect it. If you want to violate the rights of women, stop telling us you're going to fight for them. If you want to strip away the rights of union workers, don't gaslight workers into thinking you're on their side. Stop lying to us. Stop lying to us. End it. You want to be a fascist? Own it. Stephen, are you voting for the fascist?
No, I am voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah, same shit, right? So let's save each other some time. And next time when somebody says, are you voting for the fascist? Who, mind you, I'm not calling him that. His own chief of staff called him that. You ought to just say, yeah, you are. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Why am I voting for the criminal? Because he's done a lot for this country.
Okay, name one economic policy he passed that benefited middle-class Americans. Whoa! Actually, wait, Stephen. Actually, hold on, Stephen. You just shut up. Okay, first off, oh my gosh! Susan! Okay, y'all are going to make me cry. Knock it off with the love, please. Susan, that is so nice. Stephen, cry more. Listen, Stephen, cry more, but do it alone, okay? And while you are crying, can you cry into this cup so we could save the water and feed like a drought? You know, like we could save that water and use it for a drought. Oh, he ran away! Okay. Susan, thank you so much for the $100. Belladonna, thank you so much. That is so kind. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the love. That is so kind. I don't even know how to express how kind that is. That is so nice. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you for the love. That is so... Y'all gotta stop. You're gonna make me cry on my own live stream, and it's too much for me to handle. Thank you, Angie, for the $3 as well. Thanks for the love. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Are you driving?
Yes, I am.
Hey, I got a favor to ask you. Stop trying to unalive your neighbors. Stop texting and driving. Okay? Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Put the phone down. Focus on the road. Especially in Halloween night. Do you know how many kids are walking around? Are you out of your mind? You're gonna sit on the phone. It's Halloween. Like, there are kids walking around trick-or-treating. Like, holy cow, what is that? Man, that's like actually disgusting. No, for real, man. It's Halloween. Put the phone down. Joshua, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am not, but I just want to let you know I voted for Kamala today.
Yo, let's get some W's in the chat. Thank you so much for voting. Thank you. That's awesome. Let's get some W's in the chat. Jordan, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo for the DNC payment. Thank you to the DNC. I'm proud to shill for the DNC. Proud to be a shill for the DNC and George Soros. Thank you, George Soros. Trying to get up our next guest. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Okay, y'all are too nice. Kara, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Y'all, folks, thank you so much for the love. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
You wish I did.
Wait, I said, are you voting for Donald Trump? And you just said, you wish I did. So does that mean you're voting for Kamala? I think you confused what you were going to say. I said, are you voting for Trump? You said, you wish I did. And then you started chanting Trump. Now everybody's confused. It's a little early to be sundowning, don't you think? I mean, it's only 6:30 on the East Coast. Like, what? You failed. You failed. Come on, man. You practiced that with your kids and everything, and you didn't even get it right. Do you want to try it again? I know your kids were practicing that, and you probably got them out trick-or-treating. I'll give you another go. We're going to try that again, all right? All right, are you guys ready? This time I'll say, are you voting for Kamala? And you say, you wish I did, and then you start chanting Trump. All right, I'm going to choose kindness here. I'm going to choose kindness, all right? Here, go ahead, unmute whenever you're ready. Are you ready? Let's try it again. Go ahead and unmute. Man, I'm trying to let you do it again. You practice that shit with your kids and everything. There you go. All right, let's try it again. Are you voting for Kamala?
Bro, we voting for Trump.
nigga. Yeah. We're voting for Trump.
There you go. Okay, there you go. All right. You did it, kids. There you go. Yes. I really chose kindness. I really said, they can't even hate right. They were trying to do a whole thing. He practiced that shit with his kids. He had his kids in the car. He said, all right, kids, when he asked us if we're voting for Kamala, you say, you wish we did, and then start yelling Trump. And I say, are you voting for Trump? And somehow they mess that up. And they go, you wish we did. Trump. I'm like, how'd you mess that up? How do you mess that up? Oh my gosh, man. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't fucking make it dance. Hi, guys. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hey, yeah, I got my foot stuck in the pickle jar, and I'm gonna need some help, bro.
Dude, what you're gonna want to do? Hear me on this. We've all done it, man. Hear me on this.
Yeah.
So, what you're gonna want to do is, if you go to Donald Trump's house, he's probably no. Hear me. I got you, man. I got you. But listen, you go to Donald Trump's house. It's okay. Calm down. You go to Donald Trump's house. We've all been there. You know, not to Donald Trump's house. Even Melania hasn't been there. We've all had our foot stuck and things. You know, so hear me on this. You know, where do you think the hand came from, right? Like you just gotta go to Donald Trump's house. He will cut that thing right off and send it to North Korea. He'll sell it right over to him. All right, man. You got this. Good luck. I can't. I can't. Hello, guys. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Gotcha. I want to say a massive thank you to, oh my gosh, how do I pronounce your name? This is gorgeous. First off, Garrett, thank you so much for the $5. Jim, thank you so much for the $50 for travel support. That is so nice. Thank you so much, Jim. That is so kind. Thank you. I'll tell you now, that's going to help us get up to the Poconos to start canvassing. I appreciate that, Jim. Thank you so much. And Obianuju? Did I say that right? Obianuju? I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you so much for the $20. That is so kind. And also, gorgeous name. I'm so upset if I'm pronouncing that wrong, because that is a gorgeous name. Hello, guests.
Hello.
So, why are you voting for a convicted felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster who said that we should dissolve the Constitution?
Okay, so the first part that you said, the convicted felon, and the other thing, the sexual abuser. So the way I look at it is those characteristics. So I can name characteristics from Kamala that I don't like, or we don't know.
I didn't ask you to name characteristics of Kamala you didn't like, did I, though? I asked you to tell me why you're voting for the criminal.
So this is a part of my response.
Yeah. Well, part of your response was redundant, and thus I don't need to hear that shit. So tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal? And stay on topic this time. Good luck.
Because that doesn't affect me.
Oh,
So-
it doesn't affect you that you're voting for a criminal?
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. That doesn't affect you at all. Okay. So you think that putting a felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster in office ain't going to affect you?
Is he gonna come in my house and sexually abuse me? No. So and he's not gonna do this anyway.
Man, that's some wild stuff right there. Hold on. Let's all take a moment. Hold on. Let's all take a moment. Let's all. I'm gonna just do a quick prayer for you. Is that okay? All right.
We believe in Jesus on the right.
Hold on.
So
Excuse me. Pardon me. Let me do a little quick prayer for that. I'm deeply religious, so let me do a little.
Okay.
Dear God, what the fuck? Yo, send this one back. Hey, listen, man, you're gonna have me advocating for like afterbirth abortion. Like, what is? Come on, man. What is this? Like, what? She's advocating for a criminal, my guy. Like a civil fraudster. Do you want to get this shit under control? Listen, I know you didn't make us all equal, but I mean. Come on, man. Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm praying. This is between me and God. Thank you.
I thought I was muted. Okay, so
I'm praying.
That's not a part of the
I'm talking.
debate.
Excuse me. I'm talking.
We believe in Jesus on the right.
Pardon me. Shh, quiet. I'm talking to God here, and you ain't God. This is between him and me, or her and me. Dear God, fix this shit. You know, like, I don't know if you got Zeus up there, slap down a lightning bolt, like make those brain cells clank together with a little Frankenstein action. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Amen. Okay. So now that we're back in.
Okay, anyway, so
why are you voting for a criminal?
I just told you why.
No, you didn't. Actually, you stuttered around, mumbled.
You asked me why I didn't care that he had all these allegations.
I didn't ask you that. I said, why are you voting for the criminal? And then you started mumbling, stuttering, and falling over yourself. And then I prayed to God, laughed at you, and went back into the debate.
That you don't even believe in, number one. Okay.
I don't believe in God? Okay. Okay. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Because I believe in his policies more than I believe in Kamala's.
Well, tell me one economic policy he passed that benefited middle-class Americans economically. Go ahead. And she can't.
Okay, no, this is the thing, right? This is what
this is the thing. You're gonna pivot now. Yeah, I get it. You do it all the time. Y'all do it all the time. Just tell me one policy.
My life was better under his
just tell me the policy.
That's all.
I don't need the whole song and dance, right? Listen, if I wanted to, I really don't need the whole song and dance. What I need is you to tell me the policy. Can you do that? If you can't, just say so. I don't need the pivot.
Okay.
Can we get some L pivot in the chat, please?
Huh? Okay, one of his policies that I agree with is I don't think that we should be aborting babies.
Was that an economic policy that benefited the middle class?
Does it have to be an economic policy? If I'm voting for him for something, then that's why I'm voting for him. I don't have to.
I just asked you for an economic policy. You said that life was better under him. If you're talking economics, which would be what you'd be talking about. That's not a policy.
You're asking all these questions.
I'm asking you one question. This is apparently too tough for you, ma'am. You're speaking on your personal experience and trying to pivot for the life of you.
That's where my vote is coming from.
But your personal experience is nonsensical and redundant. It makes zero sense.
That's what I'm voting on. It doesn't matter if it makes sense to you. I'm voting because of my personal experience, and that's what I can talk about.
Calm down. What is the inflation rate?
You're just asking very silly questions. If someone's, you don't get to tell someone why they're voting. So you need to understand.
Ma'am, we are not married. I don't need you to be like screaming at me this entire debate, right? So let's tone it back. Okay? Great.
Oh, I want to scream.
Oh, honey, if you think that you can start screaming when you want to scream, you're going to meet my Italian side. Okay? Yeah, I'm being real nice right now. So don't mistake that kindness for ignorance. So let's get back into this. Tell me again, you can't name a single policy that he has ever passed. Okay. So that shows your own ignorance. Do you know what the inflation rate today is? Do you know what the inflation rate today is? Do you know what the inflation rate? Hello?
No, I don't care what the inflation rate is.
So you know nothing. So you come up here saying you're voting for Donald Trump, but you can't tell me a single policy he has ever passed in any topic. Not immigration, not the border, not economically. You can't name a single policy he has ever passed. And then I say, do you know what the inflation rate is? And you say no. What am I supposed to ask you then? Is the sky blue? Hold on, let me get this right. I can't ask you a single thing then. I can't ask you for a stat. I can't ask you for a percentage. I can't ask you for a policy. What does that leave me with? A recipe? Oh, how do you make mac and cheese? Hold on, I want to know. How do you make mac and cheese? You want to tell me that? Can you tell me that? Because I'm at a loss on everything else.
I don't understand you. If you want to know why I'm voting for him or not.
I asked you for a policy. You can't name a single policy he's passed. You also can't tell me a simple stat that everybody knows. So I'm trying to understand here. What does that leave me with to ask you? Huh?
Why I'm voting for him.
And why you're voting for him leaves us with what? That you like his haircut? Because that's all you got. Listen, I ain't up here talking to some uninformed voter. This is a debate. It ain't a classroom. I ain't here to teach you some nonsense. If you don't know a policy he has ever passed in any capacity, then that speaks nonsense. You know nothing. Let's get up our next guest. Congratulations. You know nothing. Like, huh? Huh? She has the audacity to say, this is a debate. Yeah, this is a debate. And yet you don't know how to debate because you don't know what policy he's ever passed. And the issue here is somebody drop 100. That's some nonsense. I ain't getting hate crimed up here for fun. Get out of here. He's calling me the F slur. What's some nonsense there? That is listen, again, you know that these people are crying. These MAGA Republicans are crying and hate criming and spewing nonsense because they have nothing to run on. Reparations. I'm done. I quit. This is some dumb stuff. I'm gonna quit this and go eat some Twizzlers. I quit. This is some nonsense. Next one to say the F slur is going to prison with Donald Trump. You can share a cell. Hi, Mike. Are you voting for the criminal?
Matter of fact, yes, I am, and you're a fucking idiot.
Are you looking in the mirror? Oh my gosh, dude, it's so not nice. Why do you say things like that to yourself? Man, we've all been there. You okay? You need a therapist? Listen, if you're calling yourself an idiot, my guy, you got to take a step back and recognize you're not that smart, but you are certainly smarter than like a lot of people probably give you credit for.
12. I got more.
If you think I'm 12, maybe it's not in your best interest to try to talk to me, right? You just said I'm 12, and so your first instinct was to join a live stream to talk to a 12-year-old? Listen, my guy, that's on you. You got to figure yourself out, all right? It's given Diddy. It's given Diddy. Okay, maybe stop being, Oh, he ran away. Where did Diddy go? Oh, duh. Let's just get some cow emojis in the chat. Where's all the cow emojis? We got a runner. Moo! Oh my gosh. I make myself laugh. If you can't make yourself laugh, folks, what's the point? What's the point? I want to say massive thank you to Marnie for the $10. Erie, PA resident here. Hey, Marnie, I was just up in Erie. That's awesome. Y'all got a beautiful county. And Tammy as well. Thank you so much for the love on PayPal. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Marnie. I appreciate it so much, Tammy.
A lot of people, huh?
Hi, you voting for Donald Trump?
Hell no. Fuck that.
All right, cool. Listen. Folks, I am just looking to talk to some opposition right now. I appreciate y'all coming up, but I want to hear more from you folks. In like about an hour or so, we're going to talk to some Kamala supporters, so I hope you all come back. Thank you so much for coming up, man. We're going to talk to Kamala supporters later. Right now, we're just looking for opposition. So just a heads up on that, folks. And I knew Juan wasn't going to disappoint. W's in the chat. Hello, Stanley.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, goodness gracious. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hell no. Man,
y'all.
I ain't voting for no essay.
Y'all, guys, opposition only. Opposition only. Y'all are too good. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Yeah, I'm not on here to be disrespectful or none of that type of stuff that I've been witnessing.
Okay, can you do me a favor?
Hold on, y'all better take out these headphones.
Yeah, if you could just take the phone out of your mouth while you're at it.
Yeah, no, I had some headphones in, they garbage.
Oh.
You hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little loud here if you want to tone it back. You don't gotta, I know, listen, sometimes I know you got the phone and you just like, you don't gotta, you know what I'm saying? You could, a good distance.
Yeah.
Anyway, so why are you voting for a criminal, a sexual abuser, a civil fraudster?
I mean, when you say a criminal, a sexual abuser,
and a civil fraudster, I mean a criminal and sexual abuser and civil fraudster.
Hear me out. I'm not on here to like take offense or throw no offense.
Listen, I don't need the whole song and dance.
Hear me out.
Okay, hear me out. Hurry up.
This evidence to support that Joe Biden is a molester.
Let's take a step back. First off, okay, look how you just went into the gaslighting. You just come up and say that you're not going to be a disrespectful conspiracy theorist, and then you immediately jump into disrespectful conspiracies, right? You have Donald Trump, who was found guilty on 34 felony counts, Donald Trump, who was found liable as civil fraud, Donald Trump, who was found liable as sexual abuse, and you come up here and start mocking Joe Biden. First off, let's make 2 points clear. One, Joe Biden was never found guilty of any such thing, and never was there even a charge on him for such a thing. But there are charges on your candidate who's running around saying that he likes going into little girls' dressing rooms and watching them, right? On video. Yeah, that's your candidate. Your candidate's the one who said grab him by that's your candidate? Right. Yeah, and also let's also be clear on this. Furthermore, Joe Biden's not running for president. So if you immediately start talking about Joe Biden, that means you have nothing on Kamala Harris. And that speaks volumes to how strong of a candidate Kamala Harris is. Joe Biden's not running for president. Joe Biden's redundant from me. Like, Joe Biden could sit in a nursing home for the rest of his life and I wouldn't know or care, right? Because our next president, who will take office in about 90 days, is going to be Kamala Harris. And you're trying to make the case for why you think it shouldn't be. So stay on point, right? Okay? All right. Okay. Let's try this again. If you want to unmute. He doesn't know how to unmute. Let's get up the next guest. This one's sundowning. Hello, guest. Are you voting for the criminal?
Yeah.
Why does it sound like I'm talking to somebody through like a Nokia 1999? Like, what are you using to talk to me through? Is this like a walkie-talkie?
Basically, it's an Android.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Vote for Kamala Harris and she'll put more money in your pocket so you could upgrade that device.
Hey, thanks. Well, I have a question for you.
And I have a question for you. Why are you voting for a felon?
Well, can I ask mine first if that's okay?
Nope.
Oh, well, that's the point of letting me join.
Actually, the point of requesting to join my live stream is for me to ask you a question which will prompt us to have a debate. So when you walk in, wipe your feet off of my little virtual doormat there and wait to be spoken to. So again, why are you voting for the criminal?
I like the border policy.
Oh, what's his border policy?
Shutting it down.
That's not a policy, my guy. That ain't a policy. What's his policy?
Putting more money into it to deport those who came in illegally.
That ain't a policy. Okay. So what's his policy?
All right. What's Kamala's policy?
What's his policy, dude? You just tried pivoting to her. We can talk about her after. If you don't know his policy, say so. We're not going to move on until you respond, though.
policy of putting more secure.
You really don't know. Do you want to build the wall that Donald Trump wants to build?
Sure.
Okay, and these are yes or no's going forward, so please respond accordingly. Do you want to provide 2,000 border agents to monitor his wall?
Sure.
Do you want to put a limit on immigration?
Sure.
You're just going to say yes to everything, huh?
I mean, if it makes you feel better.
Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers?
Sure.
Do you want to provide millions of dollars to border states to secure the border how they see fit? Donald Trump calls this states' rights.
Sure.
Okay, cool. So now, what's your first name?
You can read it.
I literally can't. I'm sorry, are you illiterate? Maybe next time when you write your name in your profile, don't use so many L's. How do you pronounce your name?
Alex, A-E-L.
Okay, so Alex has one L in it, right? And we learned that in first grade. It's A-L-E-X.
Uh-huh.
Okay. When I write my name John, it's J-O-H-N. I don't say J-O-O-O-H-H-H-N, right? Because that's not how I spell my name. Great. So now let's get back into it.
Username.
You just don't harp on it. No reason to get so offended. So don't be so, sensitive. Anyway, so you just endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy, not Donald Trump's. I lied to you. That was Kamala Harris's. So now that you endorse Kamala Harris on the border, do me a favor. Say, hi, my name's Alex, and I just endorsed Kamala Harris's border policy. You could even do it like that whole Disney Channel Hannah Montana thing where Miley Cyrus would go on commercial break and be like, my name's Miley Cyrus, and you're watching Hannah Montana. Do-do-do-do-do. As she makes the Mickey Mouse symbol. Here, take the wand and do the thing. Go ahead. Your name's Alex, and you just endorsed Kamala Harris on the border. Go ahead. Go on.
No, I'm okay.
No, go on. You just did it. I mean, you know, don't be a hypocrite. You might as well own it. You just endorsed her on the border. I didn't do that. You did that. I told you it was Donald Trump's policy, and you straight up believed me because you're so ignorant. You straight up didn't know a single thing Donald Trump is running on when it comes to the border. When you said that you were voting for him based off of the border, that you turned around with your own ignorance and then endorsed Kamala Harris on the border, and you really said it with your full chest.
You asked me to answer questions.
Ain't that pathetic? So do you want to endorse Kamala Harris on the border now, or are you a hypocrite? Which is it?
I can look at both sides. I mean...
no. Yeah, okay. Do you want to endorse Kamala on the border policy or not? You don't got to be a hypocrite, right?
Sure.
Are you a hypocrite?
No, sure.
Okay, cool. So say it. I want you to say it. Thank you so much for the glasses thing, whatever that was, the glasses thing. Thanks so much for the love.
You enlightened me on something new. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yeah, it's pretty much the story of my life, though. If I had a nickel for every time I taught a MAGA Republican something and they forgot it 5 seconds later, I'd be a fucking billionaire. Anyway, Alex, listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate you endorsing Kamala on the border and owning up to that shit. Can you tell me now, what is Donald Trump's actual border policy? And do you know what it is? If you don't, tell me.
Sure.
Shyla, folks, can you please unmute Shyla? Please and thank you to our mods. Thank you to our mods, though, for keeping things clean. But he just ran away. He ran away. He ran away. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. We got a runner. Moo! Moo! Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. We got a runner. We got a herd the cattle, everybody. Herd the cattle. He really endorsed Kamala Harris, said it with his full chest, and then ran away crying. That's some shit right there. That's sad. That's sad. That's real sad. Hey, is Tashika on? Tashika, I got a message to Tashika. Tashika, I want to see her costume.
Hello?
Can you wait? I'm like doing something. Yeah, get off my back.
My apologies. I'm sorry.
So are you voting for Donald Trump?
No.
Oh, come on, guys!
I want to show you something.
Okay, first off, I'm not. To be clear, I'm not letting you go. Hold on. Okay, I just want to say, you all do this all the time. You guys come up when you guys know how I am. Why do you do that?
I'm sorry,
and now I feel bad.
I'm cosplaying the cow.
Okay, show us.
Okay,
Show us.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
You guys make me be mean to our own community. Ugh. Make me feel remorse.
Hey, look.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Stop. That's awesome. Is it a dress?
It's a skirt.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's a skirt. Moo.
Oh my gosh.
Moo. I love you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, dude.
Love you
I
right
fucking
back.
love you.
Thank you
Happy
so much for
Halloween.
coming up. Happy Halloween. Y'all, you guys, this is why I'm like, if we're bringing up Kamala supporters, then we're bringing up Kamala supporters. We're only bringing up opposition right now. So when you come up and you're like, you know, on our community, expect the first 10 seconds to get roasted. Please don't hold me accountable for that. I love you guys. But, you know, you guys know how I am. Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, guess not. I love you, folks. We have such a good community. We really do. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh, you just acted to the guest because you told she was not opposition.
Oh, wait, hold on. Listen closely. First off, I like your accent, and I don't know where it's from, but I know it's coming from Europe. And so in honor of you, I'm going to go buy a bucket of tea and toss it in the Boston Harbor with your name on it. You have a good one. Next time I want to talk to Vladimir Putin, I'll call him myself. Let's get up our next guest. See, that's what he meant by roasted. I want to say a massive thank you to Catherine for the love. Catherine said, you need to watch Disney Channel's theme, A History Mystery by Defunct Land on YouTube. I'll check it out. It has all the Hannah Montana bumper. I'll look it up. That's awesome. Hello, guest. Oh, thank you for the hand heart, Diana. Hi, guest. Alec, are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, I guess not. Okay, this one's not coming up. Slowly but surely, I'm gonna get someone up here. Possibly. Sorry, guys. Sometimes it just takes a little bit. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a little conversation, okay? Whoop! I dropped thing. We got thing, by the way. See, my costume was Addams Family themed, so we got a little thing moment, you know? Gotta have thing. Don't put thing near JD Vance. Never leave thing and JD Vance alone in the same room, especially if there's a couch. All right, this guest isn't coming up. Where's our Trump supporters? Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Stop being chickens. It's like you got a little thing moment. Somebody drop a 20 and you get thing for 20 minutes. Yo, wait. That's funny. And then like what? Donald Trump drops a 20 and he's like, I'll take thing off your hands. Yeah, that's funny. Oh my gosh, all the Trumpers are gonna start dropping 20s. Aiden, hey, you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, goodbye, Aiden. You won't be missed. Not Rhonda dropping a 20. Rhonda, thank you so much for the love. Thing, your Rhonda's. Here you go, Rhonda. He's all yours. See you in 20 minutes thing. That's phenomenal. Mallory, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you, folks, for the love. Can we get some W Mallorys and some W Rhondas in the chat, please? Thank you so much. And thank you, Robert, as well. Thank you, folks, so much for the love. I appreciate it. Y'all are too funny. W. Rhonda's. I said, yo, $20 for 20 minutes. And Rhonda said, say no more. I got you. Hello, guest.
MVP.
Okay, I don't know what you just said, but apparently you're in some sort of delusion. It's a little early to be sundowning, don't you think? And especially at that fetus level age. I mean, oh my gosh. Don't you think it's wrong to come up here arguing why you think abortion is wrong when you're a fetus yourself? Oh my gosh, at least exit the womb first before you pick up the phone and join a live stream. Hi, Willie, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Oh shit. Yo, Johnny, what's going on? Yeah, I think I'm gonna vote for Trump. I think so.
Hold on 1 second. Fetus deletus! Poof! Okay. You're a wizard, Harry. Vanessa. Oh, and goodbye, Vanessa. Oh my gosh. Where's the Trumpers at? Where are they hiding? Where are they hiding? Can we get some magic wands in the chat? Let's get some magic emojis in the chat. Where's our wizards, witches, wands? Okay, this guy's not coming up. Let's get up our next one. Sorry, folks. Sometimes it takes a little while to get a Trumper up here. They're all just scared to come on up. And I don't get it. I don't know why they're scared. Am I scary? Oh, they think this is real. Now I get it. Those MAGA Republicans think this is real. That's why I'm scared. Was I talking to you yet?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Beat us, delete us. What are you going to do?
With that accent, I'm going to go buy a bucket of tea and throw it in the Boston Harbor because I think it's time you little Europeans there figure out who's actually in charge. I'm so sick and tired of Vladimir Putin interfering in our elections, folks. Let's come on. Let's be so realistic right now. If one more European comes up here and tells me why they think I should or shouldn't vote for a candidate, I swear we're all going to do a Boston Tea Party. Who's down for a Boston Tea Party? You ready? Donald Trump will probably bust us there if we ask him nicely, the same way he bust those insurrectionists to the Capitol to overthrow our government. Robert, thank you so much for the $5. And Brandy, thank you for the love as well. Thank you so much, Brandy. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate the love, folks. Y'all are too nice. Thank you so much. Let's try to get up our next guest. And I'm really sick and tired of people from other countries talking about why we should or shouldn't vote for a candidate. It's like, y'all, listen. Get out. Let's, no, you ain't coming up here and telling me why you, as somebody from Ireland, thinks that I should vote for Donald Trump. Okay. Sure. Aaron, hi, you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
That's disgusting. Just thought you should know. So why are you voting for a criminal?
So I'm Jewish. I don't know your thoughts on the Israel-Palestine conflict, but...
Do you want the ceasefire?
Yes, I do.
Do you want the two-state solution?
Yes, I do.
Great. You want to bring the hostages home?
Yes, I do.
Donald Trump does not. So endorse Kamala.
Donald Trump does.
Nope. Donald Trump is not advocating for a ceasefire or two-state solution. Quit playing. Donald Trump is advocating to dehome the Palestinian people. I'm also
Donald Trump
Jewish.
supports
Excuse
Israel.
me. Pardon me. I'm also Jewish. Don't make our community look bad by coming up here and spewing misinformation. Let's better understand this. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she's advocating for a two-state solution, ceasefire deal, and bringing the hostages home. Donald Trump ain't doing that. Donald Trump said we're going to bring the hostages home, period, and then we're going to dehome the Palestinian people and completely obliterate that land. You don't do that. I'm not looking for war. Right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Why are you advocating for war?
I'm not advocating for war. I just
you
want
are
Israel.
By voting for Donald
Israel to be
Trump.
strong.
Miss, listen, man. You are making us Jewish Americans look really bad, right? Right? Like you're making us look really bad. Donald Trump said he was going to finish the job. What does finish the job mean? Go ahead. You tell me.
I'm fine with finishing the job if Trump
There you
is.
go. Yeah. You have a good one. You're not voting for Trump based off of anything except you wanting more war. Yeah, I'm going to vote for Kamala so that we don't go to war. Just a thought. I mean, hey, man, if you want more war, you do you. But Donald Trump ain't winning when people like you are advocating for more war. Y'all see that nonsense right there? That was pathetic. Making us look real bad, man. I mean, you remember, right? Dude, you remember when Donald Trump said if you're a Jewish American and you vote for a Democrat that you need to get your head checked? He was calling for violence against our people. Like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? It's giving roaches for raid, slugs for salt. He's like, cow for the slaughterhouse. Huh? Like, man, what is going on with some people? Now, just because mommy and daddy told you to vote one way doesn't mean you got to vote that way, right? You can have some independent thinking. Chicken for Colonel Sanders. Oh, seriously, that's funny. That's funny. He said chicken for Colonel Sanders. Yeah, it's giving chicken for KFC. That's funny right there. All right, let's do this one more time. Folks, if you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button. Please help us get to 1 million likes. I feel like we could do it. And then if you're voting for Donald Trump, I need you to join the guest requests. Stop being a snowflake. Like, don't be shy. I don't know if I'm scaring you or what it is, but you MAGA Republicans who are acting like keyboard warriors in my comment sections instead of getting up here and having a conversation, it's getting real sad. Thank you so much for the galaxy, by the way. Couches for JD Vance. That's so funny. Stop. The fact that JD Vance forced all of us to put chastity belts on our couches is insane. Like, how did we get here as a country where our couches need chastity belts? Like, what's going on? What's going on? My couch feels unsafe. Like, come on. Oh my gosh. It's like Sunday football, and I'm like, hold on, let me take off my couch's chastity belt. Oy. Okay, trying to get a Trumper up here. Man, why did they do this? They like request to join and then run away. Oh my gosh. Okay, some of what y'all are commenting is crazy. Catherine, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Oh, I love you, Catherine. I see your message. Thanks for the love. All right, let's get up our next guest. Catherine says, Ireland hates Trump for the home of Halloween. Let's get some W Irelands in the chat, speaking of.
Did they provide everything?
If Ireland hates Trump, then I love Ireland. Hey, Lady Delta, are you voting for Donald Trump?
But she came in and dropped off her.
You have 3 seconds to answer. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. Hello, are you voting for Trump?
Hey, how's it going?
Depends. Are you voting for Trump?
So I'm Canadian, but can I give my input or
No. Canadian, can I give my input? Bradley, how are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir, I am.
And why so?
Sorry, just getting a drink. Because honestly, while he was in office.
Here, I'll start you off. You seem to be stuttering and having a tough time. So you would say, Bradley, my name's Bradley and I hate America, because typically when you're voting for Trump, you hate America. That's normally what you see. So if you want to start with, why you hate America, maybe that'll help us move the conversation along. You seem to be struggling, so I hope that helped. You're welcome.
No, I do not hate America, sir. And I've stuttered sometimes 'cause I had a bad...
You know what's crazy, though? At the get-go of this, you just went to say, no, I do not help America, but you stopped yourself. So at least the inside of your brain was coming out and reflecting on the outside. You were going to say you're not helping America. I agree. You're not helping America by voting for Donald Trump. But why are you voting for Donald Trump? Go ahead.
Okay. I'm voting for Donald Trump because we had more peace in his 4 years he was in office than we've ever had.
Dude, you were overseeing the largest genocide and starvation in Yemen. You understand that? You could also talk about how he abandoned the Kurds. You can talk about Afghanistan. What are you talking about peace? This whole peace nonsense is insane. You understand that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris haven't started any wars under their administration, right?
Yes, I understand that, but we also
great.
have...
So then you're at peace now. Do you understand that America's at peace now?
We're on the brink of war with other
who?
countries right now.
With who? Who are you at war with, huh? Who?
Possibly China and other countries.
Why are you at war with China? Why do you want to go fight China? Yeah, who said?
With the whole Taiwan and all that. And
You ain't at war with China. Why are you dragging China? Like, what?
No.
We've done some economic stuff. China ain't looking to go to war right now. What are you doing? Why are you bringing China into this? China's just sitting over there. Huh?
Over the whole Taiwan thing?
Over the what are you talking about, my guy? Let's take a step back. Who else are we at war with? You said China and who else?
I said the world had more peace when he was in office.
Yeah, who else are we at war with, huh? You said China and who else are we going to war with?
I didn't say we was at war.
Okay, you just said he was going to start a war. Who's he starting war with? Who is Joe Biden going to start a war with, huh?
I never said Joe Biden was starting a war. I said we're on the brink of a war coming soon.
Yeah, with who? You said China and someone else. Who was the other one?
And I was going to say...
Oh, you ain't going to answer. Yeah, okay. No, please. Yeah, I need an answer to that. We're on the brink of war with who?
I said we are on the brink of war possibly with China.
And who else? You were going to say somebody else.
No, I wasn't.
No, you were. Go on. Don't be shy. Go ahead. Who else are we on the brink of war with? Go on.
I said over the whole Taiwan thing. With
The Taiwan thing. The Taiwan thing. The Taiwan thing. I didn't know that you were from Taiwan.
No, I'm not. From America.
No, not you. I'm talking to Thing.
No, that's from Adam's family.
Yeah, but you said the Taiwan thing. I didn't know he was from Taiwan. So let's get back into this. You think we're on the brink of war now, but we're not on the brink of war. Actually, if you elect Donald Trump, you would be closer to war, because Donald Trump is advocating for, one, renuclearizing Ukraine by violating the Budapest Memorandum that was signed in the 90s to denuclearize Ukraine should they get invaded. And they were invaded by Russia and their aggressive dictator. So I want to better understand this. Why are you advocating for more war by advocating for the guy who wants to renuclearize Ukraine? Like, what, you want a nuclear global war? Was normal war between Ukraine and Russia not enough for you? Like, let's toss some nukes in there?
That sure as hell didn't happen under his 4 years. That happened under the Biden administration.
You're confused. When did the invasion happen? When did the invasion happen?
In 2020.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? When did the invasion happen?
It sure as hell didn't happen between 2016 and end of 2020.
When did Russia invade Ukraine?
It's happened in the last few years.
When did Russia invade Ukraine? When did Russia invade Ukraine?
2020, 2021.
Oh, All right, you want to talk about foreign policy, but you can't even talk about the invasion? My guy, what's going on here? So what is Donald Trump's conflict to end the invasion between Ukraine and Russia?
I know he wasn't sending tons of money over to people.
I said, what's his solution?
I don't know.
Why did you bring it up then, man? Why'd you bring it up?
I was trying to get to a point.
Yeah, and apparently you couldn't get there, huh? So tell me again, why are you voting for the convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster? And this time stay as far away from foreign policy as you can, because you don't seem to know.
Groceries was affordable.
What is the inflation rate today?
2.4.
Perfect. And what was it in 2018? 2.4. So if the inflation rate is identical to what it was in 2018, then why are costs on groceries high?
It just recently dropped down.
Not recently. We've been like this for a month. So tell me again, if the inflation rate is identical to this point in time under Donald Trump's presidency, why are groceries still high? And you can't respond. It's called corporate greed. So for example, and let's talk about the economy for a moment. And if you want to run away midway as I speak on this, I'm sure you probably will. That's fine and dandy. I'm sure. You all do it every time.
Okay. Y'all.
The inflation rate, 2.4% today, is identical to that of 2018, which means price gouging is responsible for higher costs at the grocery store. And let's also mind you, it's actually technically 2.1% because we're on slate to reach that level by the next week. So I want to better recognize this as well. Your inflation rate is technically lower than what it was under Donald Trump's presidency at this time, but you're going to turn around and make the case that groceries are higher because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. If I asked you, and I'm not asking you, this is rhetorical, what policy did they pass that could have possibly have led to inflation, you wouldn't be able to name it. Right. And so then I also want to better understand this as well. When you look at Donald Trump and you talk about higher costs on groceries, look no further than his tariffs. Donald Trump put, for example, a 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture. This led to them losing China as an export market, having a surplus and supply and demand issue, having to pass off rising costs to middle-class consumers through small businesses, like the one I used to operate, and costs went up by $230 billion for middle-class Americans, which is why tariffs are a tax on the consumer. Not in every scenario, but just when Donald Trump is the president, because he doesn't know how to operate with tariffs. This is why Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis ran against him. They said he lost the trade war with China. The tariffs are the trade war with China. You want to talk about war with China? Look no further than Donald Trump, who started a trade war with China and lost. Our economy lost out, China benefited. But he started it. Isn't that crazy? So then again, you look at Donald Trump, and Donald Trump, for example, passed the Jobs and Tax Act of 2017. Gave a 1 to 2% tax cut to the middle class, gave 14% tax cuts to corporations who are already experiencing record high profits. This led to a $8 trillion deficit. $8 trillion added to our debt. Who pays for that? Who pays for the debt?
Probably taxpayers.
Yup. That's you. That's me. That's the chat. We're going to pay that $8 trillion debt so that corporations could get a 14% tax cut? That ain't fair. Especially when corporations like, for example, PepsiCo, that hiked up the cost on Gatorade, their own product, while shrinking the size of the products by 2 to 4 ounces across the country, are price gouging. It's not fair that we pay off the debt for them to get a tax cut when corporations like Kroger, whose CEO just admitted 6 weeks ago to price gouging across the board for the grocery store known as Kroger. That ain't fair.
No, it's not.
And yet you're going to vote for Donald Trump, so what? He could do it again? And he wants to do it again. He said he wants to re-implement the tariffs, like the tariff on agriculture, that he wants to put back into place a 60% tariff on China and 10% across the board. Penn Wharton economist from Donald Trump's own alma mater says that that's going to lead to a $3 trillion addition to our national debt and $4,000 coming out of the pockets of middle-class Americans every single year through rising costs. So you want to talk about grocery store costs being high now? You just wait. You want grocery costs to get lower? Kamala Harris has a plan to outright ban price gouging. And if you want to get that passed, then great. Vote for Kamala and also vote for your Democratic Congress members. They'll get it passed. Your grocery costs will spike down back to 2.4%, which is the current inflation rate and as what it should be.
Okay. Oh, not changing my mind, sir. I mean, I appreciate your information.
That's because you're ignorant and a hypocrite, ain't it?
I'm not ignorant. I'm not a hypocrite.
Well, you just were.
I said thank
explained. Excuse me. You were just explained the economic values you said you stood on, and how your statement was actually quite contradictory, knowing that Donald Trump was not good for the economy, knowing he tax middle-class Americans, increase costs at the grocery store, and you turn around and say, hey, I'm still going to vote for him. That's the hypocrisy. And the ignorance is that you're being willfully ignorant by tossing out your vote for a convicted felon who's going to hike up your cost by $3 trillion with an additional $4,000 coming out annually of your pocket. That's you being willfully ignorant. I'm giving you I give you a heads up here. I give you a heads up. I told you, you're going to lose money. And then what happens is when you lose the money, you're going to turn around and say, oh, I can't believe Donald Trump ripped us off again. Yeah, that's you. That's you, man.
I just know I had more money back in 2016 to 2020.
Yeah, and what did Donald Trump do to put that money in your pocket? You just say 2016?
From 2016?
You just said 2016? Thanks, Obama, in the chat, please. That's Barack Obama's presidency then. So you're endorsing Barack Obama. Excuse me. So you just endorsed Barack Obama and gave Donald Trump credit then, because he would still be under Barack Obama's economic policies. The policies that got us out of the market crash and borderline Great Depression that was caused by George W. Bush, another Republican. So can you do me a favor and say that you endorse Barack Obama's economic policies and that you'll vote for Kamala Harris so that you could continue that kind of economic success?
I voted for Barack Obama.
Great. And now endorse Kamala.
I will not endorse her.
Of course, because you're a hypocrite.
I'm not a hypocrite.
You are a hypocrite. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. To be clear, maybe I confused you. Maybe I confused you, Pookie. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm not saying, are you a hypocrite? I'm saying you are a hypocrite.
No, I'm not.
You indeed are. You stand on nothing. You adhere to any nonsense you receive from Donald Trump. Donald Trump tells you jump, you say, how high, daddy? Donald Trump tells you vote for me, I'm going to hike up your costs, you say thank you, daddy. That's Donald Trump, and that's you. Let's get up our next guest. This is some nonsense here. On the count of three, everybody, let's hocus pocus. 3, 2, 1. Hocus pocus, poof, and he's gone. Goodbye, farewell. Okay, let's get up our next guest. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Folks, if you like what you're hearing today and you want to support me, my Venmo and PayPal are in my bio, or if you hit that follow button in the top left corner and join our little family, I'd be proud to have you as part of the awesome community we got going on here. Did I tell you folks that Tashika and I met Kamala yesterday, by the way? Did I forget to mention that? Tashika and I met Kamala yesterday. It was pretty cool. All right, Richard, unmute. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Actually, wait, shut up for a second. Megan, why are you muted? Mods, who's muting like friendly people? What are we doing? Like, what's going on? Megan, let me check on this right now. Mods, that's like the third time. Who's doing it? Okay. All right, Richard, unmute.
Hello?
Why are you voting for a criminal? You have an echo. Scroll out to your homepage and scroll back in. Guys, I'm going to reset the mods real quick. I'm going to make sure that we got... Okay, so we got... Guys, scroll out to your homepage and scroll back in. Okay, he's not going to figure it out. Let's just move on to the next one. And that one's gone. Where did Monique go? Gotta get you back up as a mod. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am.
That's disgusting.
I think you're disgusting.
Oh, your mom doesn't. So why are you voting for the criminal?
No, you don't know my mom, do you, dude? You're not gonna call me fucking names.
Pookie, I didn't call you anything. I didn't call you. Don't be so sensitive. No, I would never call you. So sensitive. I would never call you. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Because your side wanted to call him that. New York wanted to call him.
It's not my side.
Yeah, it is your side. Yeah,
my side didn't call you that. Your side did.
We'll see what happens in a few days, won't we?
Calm down. Do you want to conversate or cry? And if you are going to cry, can you do so by crying into this cup? Because we could save the tears and water a farm in like Chicago or something. Do you want to? No? Okay, then. So I guess we're going to conversate. We went with option A. So tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal?
Because you wanted to call him that.
It's not me. It's the justice system. No, Donald Trump paid Republican lawyers, and his Republican lawyers appointed a Republican jury who still found him unanimously guilty. I'm not going to entertain you saying he's not a criminal.
We'll see what happens.
Do you think that Donald Trump was politically persecuted?
Yes.
Okay. But then wouldn't Hunter Biden too be politically persecuted as he's more politically relevant than Donald Trump? Excuse me. Both are convicted felons. Donald Trump, I will let you know when I'm done. Okay. So Donald Trump and Hunter Biden are both convicted felons. Yet we recognize that Hunter Biden is more politically relevant than Donald Trump because he's the son of the current sitting president. Okay. Now, mind you, by your logic, you're saying that Donald Trump was charged because he was running for president, but he was charged before he announced his candidacy. So, in fact, Hunter Biden, whose father was already running for re-election, would be politically persecuted and Donald Trump would not be. But you tell me, why is Hunter Biden not politically persecuted, but Donald Trump is?
Well, the laptop was real, wasn't it?
This has nothing to do with the laptop.
Yeah,
you
it does have a lot to do with the laptop.
He was never charged on a laptop.
You don't like to hear that,
Excuse me.
You don't know. Excuse me. Can I speak now?
You are excused. Yes, you're welcome. You're excused. So you just said this is about the laptop. Hunter Biden was never charged on anything in relation to a laptop. So you're mistaken. You're mistaken. But tell me again, why was Hunter Biden not the victim of political persecution,
you don't like
but Donald
to hear
Trump
that.
was?
You keep muting me, though, do you, clown?
Well, to be clear, it's not that I don't like hearing that. I just don't like hearing your voice. It's a little... You know when you open and close a door and it squeaks, or like when you write on a chalkboard and it makes that sound? That. So let's get back into it. I need you to break it down for me. This was based off of pew charges, had nothing to do with the laptop, and this has nothing to do with my question. My question was, why are you saying that Hunter Biden's not the victim of political persecution, but that Donald Trump is? Can you just break that down? I don't need you to keep playing, right? The IQ is given my shoe size.
It's a fuck, dude. You know what? We'll just wait a few days. I mean, you gotta be running scared.
Listen, you're obviously
You
not
really
willing
gotta
to
be
have a
running scared.
conversation, so let's just move on. Keep saying let's wait a few days. Dude, what are you talking about? Like, oh, massive thank you to Terry. Terry, thank you so much for the $25 on PayPal. That is so nice. Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you for the love. That is so nice. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Definitely, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
That's gross. Do you have something playing in the background? Because I can't quite hear you.
Yeah. How about now?
So why are you voting for a criminal, felon, sexual abuser?
First, tell me, are you man or a woman?
Depends. How much are you paying me?
No, that's very criminal answer.
So why are you voting for a criminal?
No. First, tell me, are you man or
I
a woman?
just said, why are you voting for the criminal? Why are you not responding? Like, what's going on here? You just said that that's criminal, but you're voting for a criminal. Why are you voting for a criminal?
No. If you're a man and becoming a woman, that's a criminal. So you cannot ask a question. You cannot ask a criminal question.
Listen, my guy. Here's some advice for you. If you're gonna run around saying you're voting for Donald Trump, okay, that laugh is not it. If you're gonna run around saying you're voting for Donald Trump, maybe cut the accent because it ain't helping you, right? Like, let's be real. You're gonna spew transphobia and say you're voting for Donald Trump when Donald Trump, let's be clear, you ain't part of Donald Trump's vision. You know that. If Donald Trump includes you in his vision, it's you being on the other side of a wall, right? Right? You're gonna be chanting. You're gonna be saying, "Yeah, I'm proud to have voted for Donald Trump" on the other side of his wall. Oh, he's gone. We got a runner. Moo! Let's get some cow emojis in the chat, please. Moo! Got a runner. You're gonna be doing a lot of running after you vote for Donald Trump. Again, that wall is gonna be resurrected, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, he's coming for me. Run!" As Donald Trump starts running at you with his handcuffs in one hand and his cowbell in the other. Man,